Says Buddy this morning.
4:40 it played. Well, I
4:40
mean,
a.m.
finally Friday is in the rotation.
Right.
I don't think the one with the liners played because at 4:40 I wasn't even in the building.
Right. Well, I was.
Well, maybe it was Tom. Who knows? Elaborate if you would.
On the pewter.
I got to check and
Hey,
see.
this is a funny one, kind of. You got to take it that way. If I read it. So if dogs get shot for killing, can we shoot Democrats for killing babies? Oh, laughing, joking, of course, says the particular text. No, you can't do that. You can vote for Mark Ronchetti. Okay, that's the way you can do it, and get your voice heard.
Thank you for that.
By the way, Yvette Harrell was here yesterday, by the way. And she brought her...
she wasn't here.
I mean, she's Hobbs.
She wasn't here.
Yeah. And she brought some heavyweights with her. You know him. Steve Scalise.
I don't know him,
You know,
Tom.
I thought you knew him.
Well,
Being from Louisiana and everything.
yeah, I know everybody. Yeah, I mean, what, 4 million people? Yeah, I know everybody.
Well, remember, he got...
I mean, from the tip of the bayou all the way to the northern, I know all 4 million.
Remember, he got shot a few years ago from a
Oh,
gunman.
thank you. You mean Steve Scalise got shot? Holy crap. Breaking news. Holy crap.
Maybe
He got
some people didn't know about
Steve
it.
Scalise got shot
Yeah.
by a Bernie Sanders follower? Oh, my God. I had no idea. Holy crap. I guess I've been living in the dark ages.
Anyway, he was here yesterday, too, promoting Yvette. So we'll hear from him as well. So, yeah, but it was good to see Yvette.
I have no idea what the hell that's all about, don't you?
So, anyway.
You know them, don't you?
Yeah.
All right, CDC coming out saying that COVID vaccination could be on your child's immunization schedule. So next year, when you enroll your kids in school, CDC saying that the COVID vaccine will be on that list, along with chickenpox. The problem with the COVID vaccine is it's not a vaccine. And it is the first vaccine, let's call it a vaccine. It's the first vaccine ever that didn't protect you from getting... I mean, if you take the smallpox vaccine...
You wouldn't get smallpox.
You won't get smallpox. Chickenpox. So it's not a vaccine, and it's evolving. That's why, to this day, we still have the state running advertising to get your kids. So, do you want to know why we have more of anti-vaxxers in the United States today? Government intruding into our lives, saying, no, you're going to have to get your kid vaccinated. What is the mortality rate of COVID for kids? Remind me again.
I haven't heard
is it still
anything.
0.0003?
Right.
Wow. But yeah, let's vax them.
Just in case it comes
We got to
back.
get rid of the vax because nobody's taking it now. So let's put it in the kids' bodies.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Tom, I'm going to look at news on the way. Tom, what stories you're working on?
Yvette Harrell, District 2, a representative for New Mexico, was here in Hobbs on Tuesday. We'll tell you what she said about her opponent. That's coming up. Also, Chaves County and Roswell police detained 3 people for a stolen vehicle on Tuesday. One person was arrested. More on that coming up as well. And the president of the Southeast New Mexico College of Carlsbad was selected early this week. He's from Kentucky. Tell you more about that coming up. B.
All right, father of a child, a 1-year-old in El Paso, unknowingly ran over his 1-year-old child on Tuesday.
No, man.
According to El Paso investigators, they say it happened about 10 a.m. in the morning, and 27-year-old man and his wife and his preschool-aged children were on the driver's side and the man's vehicle when the couple's 1-year-old somehow ended up on the driveway. The child was run over by the father, and the father drove off. They didn't know. By the way, the child was taken to the hospital, pronounced dead at the hospital. Sad story. Homeless man in Albuquerque dies weeks after being beaten on I-40 in Albuquerque. So homicide detectives, learned this week that the man died after he was found in September in northeast Albuquerque. Gilbert Gallegos, homeless man, living, I guess, under the overpass on I-40, beaten, had a brain bleeder, and ended up dying from that. Sad story. More and more deaths by homicide in Albuquerque. Sad story. 877-396-W105B on the Breakfast Club. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Iron River Inspection. Go to the website, ironriverinspection.com. Mike and Matt, second-generation pipeliners themselves, have put together a team of over 300 years of combined experience with their workers, and they always keep your best interest in mind. So if they're inspecting a pipeline, they're looking out for you. Something bad ever happens, they want to make sure that you are covered. Very, very important. And, they also do facility inspection, safety training, and they're one of the top-notch consulting companies in the patch. You need more information, head into a pipeline this morning, ironriverinspection.com. 6:29. It's a Hump Day Wednesday.
Want to give a shout out, says the text, to the Sierra Middle School football team. Now, they are the city champions and now border conference champions out of Roswell. Undefeated season. Thank you, coaches, for your dedication to our players. Congratulations to the Sierra Eagles out there in Roswell. And another texter says, visibility is about 50 feet, if that. Now, he didn't elaborate where that is, but text me back and let me know so we can get it out there, okay? And, okay, you took care of YouTube. And for God's
should be up.
God's sakes, please get Will back on the show. Look, we're not allow him to come back in here until he's feeling better, a whole lot better. And the texter says,
"Yeah, because I can't read worth the damn."
Texter says, "What about a McDonald's steak? You're pushing it, buddy, but you never know."
Yeah, we can give you one of those plant-based steaks.
I never did taste those, by the way.
Blech.
Did you?
No. I like my meat the old-fashioned way, cut from a cow, not grown in a lab.
Right. Me too. Of course, I never eat steak anymore. And did you know, B, that I didn't know for the longest time. I mean, I've known now for several years.
Can I just get you to read the damn text?
They're coming. But the thing I wanted to say was that when the first time I ever had chicken fried steak, I thought I was eating chicken. When in truth, it was steak. Did you know that? I guess you did. Come on.
By the way, you get extra benefits to the show when you watch and not just listen on the radio. You can see the frustration growing.
He's frustrated again.
Well, if you could just read the damn text, that would be awesome.
I'm trying to reboot my machine here.
So my dear,
stalling a little bit here.
Baby Jesus. Thought for the day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. 35 years serving southeast New Mexico. Quality, dependable, on-road, off-road. It really doesn't matter if you need gas, diesel, DEF value, interstate batteries. They can deliver them to you. Find out more information at wakefieldoil.com.
All right, B. It's real foggy.
Hey, can I?
Go ahead. I was going to... finally, the text came up.
When I want you to read them, you don't. When I don't want you to read them and I'm in the middle of the thought for the day, you read them.
Are you going to have a heart attack or anything like that?
Thank you for breaking my moment. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thought for the day is, imagine if you just woke up from a coma. We're on 967 of 2 weeks to stop the spread. Yeah, you remember that. If you just woke up on the coma, well, it was going to take 2 weeks to flatten the curve and stop the spread. We're on 967 now. Inflation has wiped out a month of your paycheck this year. 25% of your retirement is gone. And we just gave Ukraine over $100 billion. We've let in 3 million illegal aliens. And an ice cream eating dementia patient says everything is fine. That is the thought for the day. Thanks for screwing it up. Morning, how you doing, Will Rooney?
Yeah, Will, really?
Well, I was doing okay until I heard Tom say that he didn't know chicken fried steak was steak.
Oh, my Lord.
And I have to call and I have to apologize to all of the listeners.
I had the greatest thought for the day ever, and he screws it up. Serious.
I'm so sorry that I've been under the weather and have been able to try to mitigate the madness. So
he could screw
trust
up.
me, I'm working on trying to get better.
He could
Well,
screw
so.
up a date with a hooker. I'm just saying. Damn. So, well, get
He
better.
at least to get it on video.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he would get it on video, screwing it up. That's for sure. So, we will survive. We will survive. So,
Thanks, guys.
take it easy, Will. All
All right,
right, price of oil coming up in just a second. Families are struggling to get important medication, supposedly medication for ADHD, very common mental health condition disorder diagnosed with kids that it can lead to a learning disability because they can't sit still long enough. Anyway, we got a shortage of that medication has hit New Mexico. Not good. And the Postal Service, thank you, Postal Service. You know what you guys ought to do? You guys ought to stop worrying about elections. Stop worrying about elections and start worrying about delivering the mail and doing it in a timely manner. By the way, my package I sent out last year, November of 2022,
Right.
21, has still not been delivered. It's lost.
Dude.
But the point of all this is, leave the damn elections alone. So we're going to see another 4.2% increase in the price of stamps going up again. And not only stamps, package deliveries too. I have lost all hope in the Postal Service. I have lost all hope. Privatize them and be done with it. Stop off. You got to at least some point stop the bleeding. They will go before Congress early next year again, and I guarantee you they'll be wanting more billions because the bleeding has not been stopped. Stay out of the elections, shut down the damn unions, and worry about delivering mail. Morning, how you doing? Where are you calling from?
Morning, boys. How y'all doing?
Morning.
Morning.
Well, I'm about to kill a Mexican in here.
Hey, you better watch out, B. You're going to end up with aneurysm.
Right.
Dude, I'm serious. I am serious.
Going in a coma, man.
Hey, I was calling, though, since Will is listening. Hey, Will, go to Desert Functional. Go see Kelly and get you that ozone IV.
There you go. That's a great
That'll
idea.
help you. That'll help you out a lot. I've been texting that to Tom, but like I said, he needs that supervision and read those text messages.
No, I
I'm
saw
telling
it,
you.
but I couldn't tell if that was a 5 or a 6 that you had referred to.
A 5 or a 6?
Yeah.
5 or 6? What does that have to do with anything?
Well, the Roman numerals, he texted Roman numerals 1V. That's either 5
That's
or 6.
an I, you dumbass.
Oh, is that an IV?
Jesus.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm going to have an aneurysm.
Yeah.
I will. After tomorrow, putting up with him, standing around, not doing a damn thing,
Right.
I probably will have an aneurysm.
Yeah, but I know when my pops was going over there seeing Kelly, they had those Amish guys over there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe their kid had bad ammonia, or one of them did, and Kelly hooked them up, and they got good pretty quick.
Yep. Yeah, the Mennonites. Yeah, the
Anyways,
Mennonites
Will,
are big believers in Desert Functional, for sure.
Yeah, go get it done, Will. What do you got to lose?
Thank you, brother. Take it easy.
So, anyways, have a good one.
Have a good one. 877-396-7105. I need to turn some air on in here before I
It's
die.
cold. What do you call? It's cold in here,
Oh,
man.
well, you can
I'm
put
freezing.
you can put your little jacket on. You want a shawl too? I'm going to turn the air on. Read
Yeah.
the damn text.
Go ahead and let me freeze over here. Thanks a lot. Hey, on that visibility, it's real foggy on the on the Artesia Highway from Roswell. So be very careful if you're coming through there, according to the texter. Another texter says there's only 2 donut shops in Lovington, though. There is. Fixing to be a 3rd one. And Buddy says, shout out to the Lovington boys soccer team. Congratulations to them. And Kevin is such an idiot. Another one says, B, shut the heck up and let Tom talk for once.
I have no problem letting him talk if he can frickin' talk when he's supposed to.
He's going to have a heart attack.
This morning show is sponsored by people, and when I'm supposed to be doing their sponsored element, that could be a problem.
Oh, wait, I apologize.
It's about to come down to me or you, brother. So you better fix yourself. Because if it comes down to me or you, you know who's staying?
Oh.
It would be me.
Oh. Really, you're going to let Will decide that? Come on.
Well, get your crap together.
It's always together.
Read the text.
And another texter says, I believe that Walker, referring to Herschel Walker, has another child. Supposedly had 6 illegitimate kids.
When have we talked about Herschel Walker?
Well, the texter's talking about him.
I guarantee it's from yesterday.
No, but this texter brought it up again.
I guarantee it's from yesterday.
So there you go.
Taking out trash. We got that on the way. Price of oil this morning. Being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers. They are currently hiring. Spinnaker reminds you they have the SSIT program to teach you to become a cementing supervisor. You ever ran a frac crew? This job could be the one for you. Ever run a blender in the patch? Spinnaker can teach you to run a cementing truck. You want to become one of their cementing operators? Yeah, must have a Class A CDL and willing to work a lot of hours. You'll receive excellent salary, one of the best benefit packages in the industry. Housing is available. They are an equal opportunity employer, drug-free employer. Text Oilfield to 63566 or visit them at greatoilfieldjobs.com.
West Texas Intermediate checks in at $84.04. That's 92 cents down from 6 a.m. 90.84 for Brent Crude. That's down 47 cents since 6 a.m. And $6.80 for natural gas. That's down 80 cents from 6 a.m. B.
Price hold this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Services. 17-year-old Jaden Chavez Silver shot and killed in a drive-by shooting in Northeast Albuquerque in 2015. By the way, jury convicted Elias Madrid of his murder in 2017. Well, Madrid was 17 years old at the time, and he pled guilty to killing another person. And then also 6 months later, he went back and killed the Chavez kid. Well, he got life sentence. Now he is going before the judge to ask the judge to vacate the life sentence and give him a chance at some point to get out of jail. Judge, this guy's done killed 2 people. Answer would be not. So the judge, he is asking the judge to reconsider his life sentence. We'll see what happens with this case. I will follow it and keep you updated. And a Pennsylvania middle school teacher arrested for allegedly sex abuse on a 13-year-old child. Middle school teacher in Southeast Pennsylvania arrested this week after he allegedly sexually abused a 13-year-old child, sending explicit videos to the 13-year-old child. Michael Connor, 38 years old, taken into custody on Monday and charged with sex crimes against children. By the way, a parent became aware on September 19th when stuff was shared via social media, private messenger account. Connor is 38 years old and has been arrested for sex abuse against kids. And a Texas woman captured the whole scary encounter with a bison at the Caprock Canyon State Park, home of the Texas State Bison herd. Rebecca Clark posted the video on TikTok sharing how the bison gored her while she was walking on a trail.
Hey.
I was charged and gored by the bison because I was too close to it. I was passing too close to them. And by the way, it's already gotten 1.8 million views on TikTok and like 280,000. She actually kept filming as the bison rammed her and gored her.
Dang.
By the way, there was no access to 911. Limited phone service at the time. Was able to get messages to her family who called for help. She was transported to the hospital via helicopter and looks like she's going to be okay. Diesel prices surge. Inventory is slumping. Global diesel market is facing a crunch from lower production and undetermining efforts by the world economists to recover. So get ready. Diesel prices could be going a little bit higher. According to Gas Buddy, average price of diesel in America, is that right? $5.23 a gallon?
Wow.
We have seen an increase in diesel over 50% since 2021. Joe Biden's approval rating. We'll check that out. Tom and look at news on the way. Take it out, trash and more. Our number 877-396-W105.
And the text says, why don't you sell a spot and call it Interrupted by Tom? Says the text.
I could probably sell it to somebody.
You see?
Or we could sell one called I Can't Read the Damn Text Message.
I'm already making people a lot of money already. All right. And we should know where every barrel of oil goes. /
No, we should. And
Artesia.
we know the past two times we have sold from the strategic oil reserves that some of that oil, and I don't remember how much it was, but some of it was sold to China. And I still don't understand, why are we selling oil to our enemy? China is our enemy.
Go ahead, Joe. Keep selling it. Hey, Jody from Lovington. Is it really possible for somebody to be that dumb? He's asking this one.
I put up with it every damn day.
Dude,
No, serious.
3 hours
Every
a day.
damn day. Yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
Again. Yesterday again. What time we're leaving. Now, he did this to me 8 times last week about what time we were leaving to go to the remote. He did it to me. I've said it 18 times to you. I'm going to Lubbock. I'm leaving from Lubbock. I don't care what time you leave.
Right. What I wanted to ask you know why? Number one, because I have a plan, and I don't know if you wanted to meet up or not.
Don't care. I got my own crap to worry about. So get your stuff together and show up. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not babysitting a 62-year-old man. I'm done with that.
You always babysit to me?
I'm done with it. Finish.
Work day.
Done.
Boy, stupid B, said the text.
Yeah, I'm stupid.
No, let me finish it. Stupid B, because she's referring to the girl. Stupid B, give the bison some space.
I don't know. That's a dangerous deal. I mean, we see the stories of people dying every year at the Grand Canyon because they want to get a selfie.
They fall over.
It's like a bear. You know, if you see a bear running around and you're in Rio Doso, are you going to try to take a selfie with the damn thing? Hell no. I'm backing the hell away.
And, hey, Cav.
What?
Let's just say the text line is pretty much worthless until Will gets back, because Ding Dong over there ain't worth a crap.
Well, what
Says
what
the
else
text.
is he supposed to do?
Well, I do a lot. And B, Tom was talking, so quit interrupting him.
I wasn't interrupting him. I was in the middle of a segment that is actually sponsored. You know who pays the bills? The sponsors.
Yes, sir.
This is like paint drying.
And B, did you see, this is Chip this morning, by the way. Did you see the Democrat calling Herschel a N-word?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Tom was passing on all their disinformation yesterday.
Well, CNN was reporting that he was not being honest about certain things.
Tom, it's CNN. And I debunked every one of those things that you said. By the way, the sheriff that gave Herschel Walker that badge, because he is an auxiliary member, actually did a video with him saying that badge is just as real as my badge. Huh?
I've always agreed with Herschel.
Oh, you flip-flopping son of a buck.
Not.
I was watching CNN because I'm too cheap to buy cable.
I gave up my satellite because I just don't like what's on TV anymore. Even my Hallmark channel.
Stay home, watch your own movies.
Yeah.
Morning, how you doing? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the yard. It's Chip. How are y'all doing this
What's up,
morning?
Chip?
I'm about to. I'm about to.
I'm watching. I'm waiting to see the backhand just right there to the side of Tom's head. Just waiting to see
Man.
your hand lift and smack him. It's been one of those mornings already, huh?
Yeah, it's. I mean, dealing with dummies is pretty tough.
I understand. You know, I was thinking yesterday how a lot of people are going against Herschel, saying, well, he doesn't have any political experience. He doesn't have any of this. Let's take for consideration that neither did Donald Trump. But
No.
Donald Trump went into office and kept the majority of all of his words of what he said he was going to do, achieve, what he was going to process. He did it. And we're looking at these other people, and they're like, well, this guy has not a shot in hell. He's got 6 illegitimate children. Who cares how many kids he has? I don't give a damn how many kids he has. He wants to be out there, doing that, then so be it. Let him. He's got money. He can do whatever he wants with
Well,
him,
the
with
crazy
himself.
thing
That's-
is, Chip, they made a big deal about Herschel Walker having 6 illegitimate kids, but he's paid child support for his kids.
Yeah, he has.
and
But
that should be
Warnock,
nobody's concern anyway.
yeah, Warnock has not paid child support. He's behind on his child support. And here's the other deal. Christian, his son, that went against him, bashed Herschel Walker. It's all about money. He's in his 20s
Oh, yeah,
and
for
he
sure.
still wants to, he won't get off the teat.
Well, I mean, that's the society that we've raised and we live in. You look at all of these younger kids coming up; they don't want to leave the house. They're still living in their basement. Look at Lovington Liberal and the other liberals that we clown on. But I mean, all jokes aside, like this is our society. This is what we've raised, and everybody who doesn't like it, give yourself a pat on the back because these are your kids. These are your kids that you raised. You know what I'm saying? And y'all just have to accept it that this is what we did.
Well, it's
Literally, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's consequences of us. So now you got to suck it up, Buttercup, and just go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the
There's nothing you can do no more.
Portacito Mijo mentality. Oh, poor
Exactly.
baby. That's what it
we
exactly
see
is.
how far it's going to get us.
So,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But y'all have a great day, guys.
hey, thank you, Chip. 652, taking out the trash this morning, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, 390-4549, trash-eaters.com. Well, the Albuquerque Journal has come out and endorsed their state offices. And so, to think that there's not one good Republican out of all the state offices. So as I look through the Albuquerque Journal's endorsement of statewide offices, I'm talking about start at Secretary of State, Maggie Toulouse Oliver. As I went through everything, every candidate, guess what? Not one Republican was picked by the Albuquerque Journal.
Something else.
Not one. I'm talking about, you would think that we'd have at least one good candidate that they could look at and take the partisan blinders off. But nope. Nope. Every candidate that they picked is actually, a Democrat. We don't have one good Republican candidate, according to the Albuquerque Journal.
What kind of newspaper is this?
I'm
Really?
taking out the trash, and you wonder why newspapers are going to be a thing of the past. That could be why. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Chance Materials, reminding you every project begins with a solid foundation, and they have ready-mix concrete. ChanceMaterials.com, 575-363-3240. Give them a call. Just go to ChanceMaterials.com. Plants in Roswell and in Carlsbad. They would love to chat with you about your needs. You've got a big project coming up, got a small project coming up. They give great customer service. Either way, go to that website, ChanceMaterials.com. 70 for the high all day today. It's going to be sunny skies. Cloudy tonight and 46. 73 for your Thursday. And weekend weather, we're going to be back in the 80s. 5-day forecast, W105radio.com. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Randall Pettigrew. District 61 is your state rep. Newly reelected Randall Pettigrew, working hard right now, knocking on a lot of doors all around the state, trying to get his fellow Republicans elected. Randy was picked one of the top 3 conservatives in Santa Fe, always fighting for your gun rights, protecting the unborn, and, of course, fighting against this tyrannical governor. If you need help with anything to do with the state, get in touch with Randy today. Just go to his website, randallpettigrew.com. Send him a text, call him. He's got a cell phone number right there. Send him an email. Maybe you have a better idea about upcoming legislation. Give Randy a call. Still to come, national anthem, the pledge, Tom and a look at news, things that happen on this date in history, and your chance to win cash coming up this morning on W105.
This is the texter now. Imagine if the Eddy County Sheriff's Department and New Mexico State Police would patrol Highway 285 south in the morning. How many accidents would be avoided because all those dumb ass welders would slow
guys,
down?
It's not the job of the Sheriff's Department to patrol highways and byways. That has never been the design. Now, they do because they had to, because there's not enough state police. But their job is not really to write tickets and patrol the highway. That's not really their part of their job. County roads has been their job. But Mark Cage has stepped it up, just like Corey Helton has stepped it up in Lee County because they had no other choice.
And Tex says, there's no Mexican. That's a Mexicant, says one of the texters.
He's definitely a Mexicant.
I guess they were talking about me. Hey, dang, you dumb Tom. You're a bleep, 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 stupid DAUMASS, says the texter.
He thinks I'm kidding, but he will give me a heart attack one day.
I don't want a heart attack.
Because
then I have to give you mouth
get
to
me
mouth.
So damn frustrated because, I come in here prepared, ready to do my stuff, and your effort is, sorry to say it, piss poor.
Oh, another one of those famous sayings from you?
That's from my old man.
Oh.
Like right now.
And instead of Tom coming up with useless information, Just read the text.
Thank you.
Says one
Thank
of the
you.
texters.
That's all I'm asking. Read the damn text.
Yeah. There you go.
For the first time. And don't read text from 2 days ago. That would be nice, too.
Yeah.
This is the first time in American history that, in my lifetime, that we have weaponized the FBI and the CIA. First time ever. ABC journalists actually planning a story about our withdrawal from Afghanistan and how it was botched.
Wow.
FBI raids his house. James Garden Meeks. Meeks is his last name.
Mm-hmm.
They raided his house, and nobody's reporting about this. Rolling Stone is the only place that reported about it. So FBI raids his house looking for the information that he is going to pass in this story. Now, the story's premise was that the military had terrible planning
Who told you that?
when it came to withdrawal. So look the story up. FBI raids this guy's house. By the way, no story has come out since. His neighbors are saying they haven't seen him since. So James Garden Meeks is his name. Home raided by the FBI because you're putting out a story? That's some communist China crap right there.
What, you know what that sounds like.
And Fox News polls show that crucial midterms ahead, Joe Biden's approval rating is at the highest it's been in 9 months. The approval rating has been the highest in 9 months? Wow. 46% of people approve of Joe Biden's handling of everything. 53% disapproval rating at this point. And a judge has granted district attorney's motion in the aftermath of the tearing down of the Onate statue in 2020. District Judge Raul Torres says with his motion being granted, the New Mexico Civil Guard militia group cannot act as a foreign military in the public again. So they can't supposedly have any gatherings together. That kind of goes against our constitutional right. I think it does. By the way, they were called, the militia was called the New Mexico Civil Guard. One man with the Civil Guard was arrested after shooting a protester who hit him with a skateboard. I'm just going to say, I'm 63 years old. You hit me with a skateboard, I'm shooting you.
Oh, watch out.
And I have the right to protect myself. I hope this case goes all the way to the Constitution of the United States. They've already proven once, right, with the Rittenhouse case, that if you shoot at me or try to hit me with a skateboard, I have the right to protect myself.
Self-defense, baby.
It's a crazy world we live in. KWMW, Mount Jamora, 105.1 FM, 701. We're being the Breakfast Club on W105.
Text says no one would be avoided on 285. People would drive like idiots. They would even run over the cops, says one of the texters. We hope not. And another text says, you know what? People like Tom is what's wrong with America. Which is what? What's wrong with me?
No accountability.
Oh, no. I mean, that's just Tom A.
Piss poor planning.
Hey, B, I guess this guy didn't get the name, but what's the guy's name that got raided by the FBI?
Oh, hell, I already threw the story away. Hold up.
Okay. While you're doing that, another text says, read the text, sweet baby Jesus.
Thank you. James Garden Meek. James Garden Meek. ABC. So, there you go. James Garden Meek. All right, on number 877-396-W105702. We're going to give you a chance to qualify for some cash. We'll give that cash away on Friday. Tomorrow, we are going to be in Carlsbad, the Mayor's Energy Summit where they're going to be talking about what can we do in America to help with the economy and for a security of oil and gas. All we need is the president to get on board. That's all we need. Joe Biden to jump on board. That's it. That's all we need. So we got the national anthem, the pledge, coming up in just a second. I'll get to that. I'll do a quick check of the weather. If you missed the weather, looking pretty decent, and no rain in the forecast for at least the next 4 or 5 days. 7:03.
And there's another texter, okay? Eddie and Lee counties bringing millions of dollars. And why are there not a couple ambulance substations strategically placed between two counties?
I don't know. That's a question for the county commissioners.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'll ask that question, see what they say. B?
So it's finally happened, is what you're telling me.
Mm-hmm.
People just stop texting because you screw up their text. Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Because I get one damn text. On the way, man sets the New York City restaurant on fire. I'll tell you why that on the way. And how much cash is flowing through New Mexico for TV advertising for the governor's election. I'll give you an update. Looks like a Mescalero man sentenced.
Yep, saw that. Got that story.
For you got it on W105?
No, on the.
Oh, okay.
2FM.
So it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Does not matter. Texas students are going to start getting DNA tests and their fingerprints. So be on the lookout for that. How do you feel about that, Texas parents? Your kid's DNA being put in a database. So think about that. And Mega Millions lottery tickets sold in one of the hardest hit areas in Florida after Hurricane Ian. Biden's policy. This is the timing is suspect. It's his way of boosting voter turnout for November, the midterm elections. And evidently, Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft got into a heated argument.
Saw that
during the fall meetings. We'll tell you what the heck that was about. We'll keep you updated with everything. Check of the weather being brought to you by Platinum Auto Services under brand new ownership. They're in Carlsbad. They're open already, by the way. They're open 7 to 5. If you need help with a vehicle, they can help you. Their number 575-689-6900. Parking lot is cleared out. They got short wait periods and fast service. If you need stuff like brakes and tires and AC service and alignments, they do all of that. Now, if you got a truck that is waiting to get rigged up, you want to put the lift kit on it and the skids under it, maybe a winch in the front, and you just ain't had time. You've been working so much. Let them do all of that for you. They do diagnostic. They do preventative maintenance. They do scheduled maintenance. And if you have a fleet of vehicles, they can do all the maintenance on the fleets. Financing is available if you need it. Give them a call. 575-689-6900. Platinum Auto Services under brand new ownership and management. 70 to high. Should be sunny throughout the day. 46 tonight. 78 mañana. Coming up on Friday, very close to 80, and on Saturday it will be over 80. Just a reminder, tomorrow in Carlsbad, me and Tom will be doing the morning show from Carlsbad. So stop by and see us at the Walter Gerald Center. And what was that?
I got my Sharpie.
I can't read, but I can write.
Right.
Is that what that is?
That's what that means, yeah.
So if we're not on the air tomorrow, it's because Tom forgot to bring the mics.
No, don't even jinx me like that, B. I was looking at him this morning. I thought,
I don't know why you wouldn't have put them in your car last night.
Because I can't. I got to tell you why in a minute.
You have no locks on your car.
No, that's not the reason. Look at it. He's dying over here.
Are you kidding me?
Don't die on me now, man. Excuse me.
Dear sweet baby Jesus.
Caught me by surprise, man.
Oh, wow. Wrap up the text so we can check news.
All right. So my kids' school is closed today for staff improvement. And I'm wondering if it's the speaker to teach our kids about CRT that Chip was talking about last time he went to the school board meeting. Look, he brought it up.
Now, look, we have asked the Lovington superintendent on the air if CRT was going to be taught in Lovington.
She said no.
She has said no. We have asked the superintendent of Hobbs.
Former superintendent, Leanne Gandy.
We have asked the superintendent of Hobbs if CRT was going to be taught in Hobbs. He said no. We asked the superintendent of Artesia if CRT was going to be taught there. He said no. We have not asked Carlsbad superintendent.
No, superintendent.
But we
Washburn,
have
no.
asked. We have asked all the other superintendents.
Now, I will say this because one of the board members for Lovington was listening to the show that morning when Chip was saying that they were going to bring in the CRT guy. He said, we're not bringing in a CRT guy. I don't know where he got that from, but that's what he told me. So,
Thank God for the little things.
yeah.
709 Zia Guns reminding you they are the only Zia Guns. They've been around 35 plus years. 1907 North Main in Roswell. That is their location. Always closed on Saturday, open on Sunday. And guns, that's their business. Guns, and a lot more darn guns. Handguns, rifles, shotguns. They've got 1,000 guns in stock at any particular time. Want to sell your gun? They will buy used guns. They will allow you to trade in your gun for a better gun. And looking for personal protection, ladies, they offer a wide selection of personal protection, lethal and non-lethal. Zia Guns, stop and see them. Make sure and tell them you heard about them on Being the Breakfast Club. 1907 North Main in Roswell. Closed Saturday and always open on Sunday. 7:10, our national anthem and our pledge this morning being brought to you by Rebecca Long. She's your Farmers Insurance agent. Started her business at 19 years of age. And has since then, 40 plus years later, continues to help people. That's what she loves doing. She loves putting together a plan for you. You go in, you tell her exactly what you need. You got an automobile, maybe got two, maybe got three automobiles. You've got boats, home, commercial insurance, need life insurance. She will put together a plan that is designed just for you. She loves helping people. Check her out today. All you have to do is stop by and chat with her in Hobbs at 226 West Vega. Hey, if you're in Eddy County or Chaves County, don't fret. She can still help you. Everything done electronic nowadays anyway. Just pick up the phone. Give her a call, 575-393-2661. Rebecca Long, your Farmers Insurance agent, proud sponsor of the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance this morning on a Wednesday hump day and a little foggy out there. Slow down and be safe. Here is the pledge.
We are the Perry family from Hobbs.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free and the home of the brave.
National anthem from George Jones this morning on W105. Lord's Prayer this morning being brought to you by Jude Oil, reminding you God is in control.
Hebrews 9. So Christ was once offered to bear the sins of many.
Lord's Prayer this morning being brought to you by Jude Oil. It's already 7:13 on W105.
This is Mike Welsh. With Judah Oil, can you join us in the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven,
Our Father, who art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done,
thy will be done,
on earth as it is in heaven.
on earth as it is on heaven.
Give us this day our
Give
daily
us
bread,
this day our daily bread,
and forgive us
and forgive us,
our trespasses, and we forgiven those who trespass against us.
and forgive us as we forgive those who trespass against us.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not to temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
Amen.
Amen.
714. We are W105. Tom and a look at news coming up. Quick check on the weather being brought to you by our buddies at your mountain getaway camp of the Tall Pines, scenic Mayhill, New Mexico. Scott and Jamie would love to show you all the improvements and amenities that they put in, like cozy cabins with the gel foam mattresses in every one of their cozy cabins. Raised platform campsites, some folks call them glamping. Glamping, it's a giant tent, but you still get the comforts of home. And they've got RV hookups. Maybe you're hunting in that region in Mayhill. Give them a call today. They would love for you to pull up your RV there and stay the weekend or the week with them. Their number 575-687-4101. They have a fishing pond that's stocked, mountain biking, high ropes and low ropes, disc golf, and more. Check them and follow them on Facebook at Camp of the Tall Pines on Facebook, or go to camptallpines.com. And, of course, you can schedule your getaway with them right there on the website. Or call 575-687-4101 today. High temperature 70 throughout the day. Should be sunny. Cloudy tonight 46. 78 tomorrow. And on Friday, closer to 80. And by Saturday, it will be about 80 for the high. 7:16. Tom checks in. We'll find out what's going on with news. Got a lot of things to get to this morning. Our number, if you want to text in advance, 877-396-W105. Text line being brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Talk to Bill today. AmigoMachinery.com. Question of the day being brought to you by your Napa dealer, Avenue D in Lovington. Question of the day this morning is, name one thing that was discontinued that you wish they would bring back.
Ooh.
And if you're watching on YouTube, Rumble, to Twitch, Facebook, coming soon to TikTok, if you go follow us on TikTok and be in the Breakfast Club. That's all being brought to you by Desert Sands Waterwell, DesertSandsNM.com. Mention Be in the Breakfast Club. Get that 10% discount. They can take care of your existing water well, repairing it, or they can take care of producing a brand new water well, drilling it from the bottom up. We're going to qualify people coming up next. 17 after 7 news this morning, being brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm, Luke Ragsdale. If you've gotten yourself in a criminal matter, Luke would love to defend you. Pick up the phone, give him a call, 575-208-5300. And if you've been injured, Luke Ragsdale settling cases in the past, settled one case for over $10 million. One medical malpractice case for over $9 million. And if you've been involved in a car accident, Luke fights for folks every single day to get them what they deserve. RagsdaleLawFirm.com for more information. Tom and News up next. Right now, we're qualifying folks for cash on W105.
20 past 4 in Hobbs and Andrews, Texas, presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
And I want it now.
Call in now to win.
I'm Tom A. Reese with MTD Radio News, in charge of Southeast New Mexico and West Texas. U.S. District 2 Representative Yvette Herro made a campaign swing through Hobbs on Tuesday. She stressed the urgency to keep the congressional seat red and away from Democrat challenger Gabe Vasquez, who was masked at a protest and was caught on tape emphasizing the defunding of police.
And right now, my opponent has said publicly, we've got to defund the police, not only defund the police, defund the system, and move away from white privilege. And if that wasn't enough, here's his latest tweet that he took down. It's not just about electing people of color to elected positions. It's about electing people of color that think like us.
As of today, there are 17 days to the November 8th general election, and Herro pleaded with the audience to take another person with him to cast their vote, too. Chaves County Sheriff's deputies and Roswell police had been looking for a stolen vehicle when they located it at the Allsups near the former Air Force Base. 3 passengers were inside the vehicle. They were detained for questioning. 2 passengers, a man and a woman, were released after questioning. The driver of the vehicle was arrested by Roswell police and was charged with receiving a stolen motor vehicle. That person's name was not released. Kevin Beardmore was selected as the president of Southeast New Mexico College in Carlsbad by the college's board of directors on Monday. At a special meeting of the board member Sarah J. Bowman announced the board would offer Beardmore a 3-year contract with an annual salary of $200,000. Beardmore is currently vice president of student affairs at Owensboro Community and Technical College in Owensboro, Kentucky. He holds a doctorate of education from the University of Kentucky. In charge of the news for Southeast New Mexico and West Texas, I'm Tom A. Reese.
I'm David Finger, your Republican candidate for District Court Judge Division 1. I'm running against Democrat Eileen Reardon, who's appointed by Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham. I have over a decade experience as a magistrate judge in Lee County, handling thousands of criminal and civil cases. I'm also a former drug prosecutor for Lee County and a former assistant district attorney who has prosecuted numerous criminal cases. I am the candidate with the most judicial and criminal law experience, and I'm asking for your vote. Paid for by Finger for Judge, Danae Robinette, Treasurer. I'm Republican David Finger, and I approve this message.
Platinum Auto Service of Carlsbad is under new ownership. They offer preventative maintenance, diagnostics, and fleets are welcome. Right now, there's short wait time and fast service on brakes, tires, AC service, alignments, lip kits, and more. Stop by and meet the friendly staff today and get back on the road. Call 575-689-6900. Platinum Auto Services, 606 South Canal, Carlsbad.
The time for savings is now at Floors to Go. The holiday season is just around the corner, so why not make your home the perfect place to celebrate? Replace your old floors while saving like never before during our National Flooring Extravaganza sale. We have thousands of flooring choices at amazing prices. Let us help you transform your house into the home of your dreams. Hurry, sale ends October 31st at Floors to Go, 2704 North Del Paso. All around us, we see change. Our government no longer reflects our values. If we don't act now, we stand to lose the country so many fought and died for. It's time to take back our nation and our Christian principles. Faith, family, and hard work built this country, and they're the values that'll restore it. The Lucky Family of Excellence encourages you to vote in the midterm elections. Together, we can restore America.
Don't miss the largest gun and knife show in the area this weekend at the Walter Gerald's Annex on National Parks Highway in Carlsbad. This Saturday, October 22nd from 9 to 5. Sunday, October 23rd from 10 to 4. With 175 tables to shop with guns, knives, ammo, scopes, and gun accessories. There'll be jewelry, hides, gold, silver, and plenty of Second Amendment shirts and more. Admission is $7 per day or $10 for both days. Kids under 12 get in free. Don't miss the 505 Productions Gun Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Walter Gerald's Annex, National Parks Highway, Carlsbad.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We gotta get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
Authorized and paid for by the New Mexico Justice Project.
Hey, hun, have you seen all this Elaine Allen stuff?
Oh no, I've been meaning to warn you about that whole thing. She is not who she says she is.
Really?
Yeah, she's no conservative. Not at all. In fact, she was the only Lincoln County Commissioner to vote against the Second Amendment resolution.
What? She voted against protecting our gun rights?
Yep, she sure did. Elaine Allen voted no on protecting the Second Amendment.
Well, never mind then. I'm out. No way I'm voting for her. Who's her opponent?
A very conservative Republican named Harlan Vincent. And the National Rifle Association has already endorsed him.
Yeah, I bet they have, and for good reason. She would be just one more vote for Lujan Grisham's anti-gun agenda. We sure don't need her representing us in Santa Fe. The NRA has endorsed the right candidate in this race, Republican Harlan Vincent. And I'm endorsing Harlan too. Harlan Vincent, conservative Republican for state representative.
This is Larry Marker, independent write-in candidate for Commissioner of Public Lands. Together, we can take back our public lands while preserving the integrity of your vote. It's easy to vote for Larry Marker. On your ballot, go to the space provided for declared write-in candidate. It's under the heading Commissioner of Public Lands. Mark the oval and write in Larry Marker. Together, we can take back our public lands and preserve the integrity of your vote. Go to LarryMarker.com for more information. Thank you.
Larry Marker, independent write-in candidate for Commissioner of Public Lands. Paid for by the Friends of Larry Marker.
What is going on?
Be in the Breakfast Club, being powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and carlsbadchevrolet.com.
My goodness, I'm getting really anxious here.
Call or text 877-396-W105.
Welcome to the Batcave.
And good morning to you. Another day in paradise already. 7:25. 7:25. Me and Tom heading out to Carlsbad later in the day. We're going to be at the Mayor's Energy Summit. Special guest. There are going to be a lot of speakers, a lot of great speakers, a lot of folks in the oil patch. So we'll be out there tomorrow morning doing our show. Joe Biden does it again. Joe Biden's family. Somebody should step up and go, his brain is not working correctly. But nobody will, because the money is just too good, working for the government. Here is what Joe Biden said yesterday while promoting a website.
Privately held loans, will they at some point become eligible for this forgiveness because they no longer are?
We are working on pathways there to support those, but we're moving as quickly as possible to provide relief to as many people as possible. Thank you.
So if you look at Joe Biden's face, he looks totally confused. He looks totally out there and confused. Serious. And in the same break, Joe Biden actually spelled out dot. www,
Yeah. I mean, dots does he got to it?
He spelled out D-O-T.
Oh.
Wow. Thank you for reading off that teleprompter again. And Karen Bedoni went off again yesterday talking about the governor's race. Of course, earlier in the week, she had said that Mark Ronchetti, who will be our guest on the extended version, Mark Ronchetti could not be governor because she was in the way. He will never win as long as I'm in this race. Thank you, Karen, for putting your needs above the needs of the state. Here's what she had to say yesterday as she went off on a rant that is scary as hell.
All of you that are God-fearing Americans to vote Bedoni. I'm not asking you anymore. I'm telling you.
Oh, hello.
All of you that are God-fearing Americans to vote Bedoni. I'm not asking you anymore.
Oh, watch out.
I'm telling you.
Oh, I'm scared.
All of you that are God-fearing Americans to vote Bedoni. I'm not asking you anymore. I'm telling you.
Oh. It looks like she's having a breakdown at this point in the game.
Go haul water.
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. You are going to vote Bedoni. If not, I will gather up my minions of loons and I will go to your house. Right. God knows I have been battered by the minions of loon. Or the loony minions, whatever way you want to call them. But I'm not asking you to vote. I'm telling you which way to vote. Thank you so much, Karen. Thanks for proving my case.
It's going to be interesting when Mark comes into the studio.
I'm going to ask him what the heck he's done to tick off her. She was very upset with him. New study explains that algae burgers and other food created out of algae are good for you.
Okay.
I don't know. This kind of seems like junk to me. Algae is a junk, right? So I'm not eating no algae burgers. I don't care. You tell me how good it is. Not going to eat it. I'm not eating the plant-based burger either. Like I said, I like my steaks the old-fashioned way. Cut from a cow. According to recent research, aggressive tactics of debt collectors has left 4 out of 10 targets fearing for their lives. When a debt collector calls you, you're fearing for your life. Tom, you ever felt for your life when the debt collectors call you?
No, please don't take me.
So debt collectors are soulless, horrifying monsters. And they don't even have a Halloween costume. So people are actually scared of the debt collectors. I mean, they could take you to court, but, I mean, they're not going to kill you. So, I mean, and you know what? When it's all said and done, I think there's going to be debt forgiveness.
Oh, yeah.
That will be the next thing. COVID, a lot of people went into bankruptcy because of COVID. There'll be debt forgiveness at some point. I mean, why not? I mean, we've already done the school loans. It doesn't matter what the Supreme Court has ruled on that. California governor blocking the parole of the Manson family member, Patricia Krenwinkel.
Yes.
She's 74 years old, remains in
jail?
In prison. Gavin Newsom said, oh, no, we're not going to let her out. Apple Plus TV got the exclusive rights to Charlie Brown. So if you don't have Apple Plus, you're not going to be able to watch Charlie Brown this year. And Harrison Ford is going to appear in as General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross in an upcoming movie, Captain America: New World Order. He's 71 years old. Still in pretty good shape, though. I mean, there's a difference between being 71 and 71 in good shape. Tom, when you will be 71, if you make it that far.
I'll make it.
You will just be 71, not in good shape.
My palm says I will live long.
I'm glad you're trusting your palm.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm actually a palm reader. Give me $1,000. I'll read your palm. All I need is 1,000. Justice Department announced yesterday they have filed a permanent injunction against 6 separate manufacturers of e-cigarettes. Court finding on behalf of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration accuses the defendants of violating the Federal Food and Drug Administration's pre-market reviews. So they did not do the pre-market reviews. And I'm going to be honest, we don't know what vaping does to your body at this point. We don't.
Don't have any.
We don't have scientific proof one way or another. I mean, the whole idea of putting something into your lungs is probably not good for you either way. No. Man sets a New York City restaurant on fire after they botched his chicken order.
Uh-oh.
Taking that chicken very, very seriously. The Bangladesh restaurant set on fire. By the way, they caught the whole thing on video after they messed up his chicken order. Kind of good idea that that other people don't do this. Can you imagine how many fast food restaurants would be on fire for messing up your order? By the way, the man, this is a heinous crime, was arrested and freed without bail. Justice has been served, damn it. You got it. Less than a month away from the big election. What are we, 20 days
We
today?
are 17 days away, B. Today is the 19th. We're 17 days away. October 19th. I counted it this morning on my calendar because I was doing a story on it.
Because yesterday was 21. That's why I'm suspect.
Oh.
When's the election? The 8th.
November the 8th. So
1,
count the
2,
days.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 days.
Well, how many? Where did you add 4 days at?
I can't even count on you to count days on a calendar.
Well, it's
20 days left today.
Yeah.
20 days to the election.
Get to the poll. Get to the early voting.
We got less than a month left. Candidates are trying to sway undecided voters in New Mexico. And TV has become a big deal in this election. And I got in a state like New Mexico, where we actually have 3 different DMAs.
Yes.
It's hard deciding where you're going to put that money. So if you only advertise on the Albuquerque channels, you're missing a big piece of the pie. No, there's actually 4 DMAs. DMA stands for Democratic, it's an area when it comes to rating TV stations. El Paso is a whole nother DMA. So you got Albuquerque, El Paso, that's 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Midland, Odessa.
Right.
And Abilene, I think, is the other.
Maybe squeezing in there.
I think Abilene is the 4th DMI. So anyway, they're spending a buttload of money on TV. 70% of the money that was spent by Mark Ronchetti was spent on TV ads. 70%. And the governor has spent 60% of her money on TV advertising. And more people like me. I don't have cable. I don't have an antenna. I have not watched local TV. 5 years?
Going on.
Probably longer than that. Since I have sat down and watched a local news. 5 or 6 years. Easy. So you're not getting me on TV. Lance Kojo, 36 years old, Mescalero, sentenced to 2 years in prison for a domestic violence case. Isn't this the guy that tried setting somebody's body on fire?
Been a while, yeah.
I didn't ask if it's been a while.
That was the charge.
So he pled guilty to assault of an intimate or dating partner, resulting in substantial bodily injury, and assault of an intimate dating partner by strangling. This all happened back in 2021, in December of 2021, when Kojo assaulted the family by stomping on her foot, hitting her in the head, and biting her cheek.
Oh, my.
And burning her with a pipe used to smoke drugs. He grabbed the victim by the throat. Officials say that he assaulted her, kicked her in the head. So after all of that, the victim was taken to the hospital, treated for a collapsed lung, fractured ribs, bruised eyes and face. So he's going to be released from prison and will be on supervised probation. Gets 2 years in prison. 2 years in prison for beating this poor woman an inch with with an inch of her dying. That just doesn't sound like justice to me. That just really doesn't sound like justice.
New Mexico, ladies and gentlemen.
Heads up, parents, over the next weeks in Texas. Texas public school students in kindergarten through 8th grade will be coming home with the Child ID kit. Kit is to collect fingerprints and DNA sample for every student in case of an emergency. Kit distributed on the heels of the Uvalde shooting, causing some parents to raise eyebrows. However, they were actually mandated by the state back in 2021. Child ID kits are a voluntary identification card. Now, you can opt out, according to Texas Education Agency. So you can opt out if you do not want your kid's DNA to be. Now, could that later on be put in a database, a criminal database?
Could be.
And so that could maybe that could happen. I don't know. Text line coming up. We got things that happen on this date in history.
And Jeff Rose asking, Tom, did you ask Kevin about when Miss Bonner's going to cook again?
Man, I'm working every week. She's not happy about it either. She's not happy about it. I'm thinking next weekend, Jeff. I'll hit you up. By the way, anybody wants any deliveries Thursday or Friday in the Hobbs area or in the Denver City area, I can take care of that. But yeah, Saturdays are tough. I'm working the next couple weeks.
And check your Facebook Messenger, Kevin. I just sent pictures of the company and what they teach from their own paperwork, says Chip this morning.
Chip, you might have sent it to the wrong, probably under my other account.
Yeah. And another texter says, good morning. How is Will doing? He's asking.
Supposedly doing better.
Sound a little bit better.
He sounded a little better. So.
Just rest up, buddy. We got it here. Excuse me.
Yeah, I did see the stuff that they're. No, I don't see that. I don't see it, Chip. I'll look again in a second.
Another tester is asking if Tom's a real journalist, why doesn't he cover the school board meetings?
There's just too many school board meetings. Being a regional station, if we cover one, he's got to cover every one of them.
And we catch the highlights when there's stuff to hide on those school board meetings or any meeting.
When there's stuff to hide?
I mean, highlights. So I'm telling this texter, according to Chip, there was only one parent in that last school board meeting, and it wasn't you. Where were you? That's my next question.
Where were you is what he's asking.
Yeah. I'm going to ask it back, man. No, but my plan is to try to get as many as we can. Because like B said, we are a regional radio station.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't get him to read the text when I want him to read the text.
Session is over. I need to log back in.
I mean, yeah, you're probably asking too much. Nobody else has an issue but Tomas. Pobrecito mijo. Ay, pobrecito. Somebody ought to be doing it for him.
Why did you have that heart attack already?
Pobrecito mijo. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, you know why?
What?
I started eating healthier and started doing stuff every day? Because I will have a heart attack one day because of you.
You're going back for 8 months, dude. Really?
And I still got to put up with your dumbass. Doesn't matter if I'm 8,000 miles away.
Is that what it is? Wow.
Things that happen on this date in history. 575-631-5099. That's the number for Jamal. Give him a call if you want to race in the upcoming races. They got some big-time races. Follow them on Facebook, Hobbs Airfield Speedway. I have noticed they're also up on TikTok, but they've got big races, Halloween races. Friday, October 28th, the 29th, they're going to be racing. On Friday, the 28th, TNT races, bracket races on the 29th. If you've got a dragster, junior dragster class, they're going to be racing street bike races. But the big races coming up the following weekend, November 4th and 5th. Limpy is going to be back on the 5th with the Flashlight Cash Days. 5 different racing categories. True Street, Small Tire, Tailgate, Daily, and Run What You Brung. Go to the website on Facebook. Just go to Facebook at Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Type that information in and find out all information. Next big race coming October 28th, Hobbs Airfield Speedway. King John of England died eating too many peaches, washed down by beer.
Oh.
And 1216. British troops surrendered in Yorktown, ending the Revolutionary War. Suddenly, the Redcoats were out of here. 1781. Star-Spangled Banner was sung publicly for the very first time in Baltimore, the year 1814. World's largest gold nugget found in New South Wales, Australia.
Wow.
In 1872. Thomas Edison perfected the light bulb in New Jersey. Bing. On this date in 1979. Julius LaRosa, a regular on CBS program called the Arthur Godfrey Time,
I remember that
was
show.
fired by Godfrey. Godfrey, of course, was the earlier Donald Trump. You're fired. Dow Jones Industrial Average plunged 504 points back in the day as the market crashed in 1987. World boxing champ Mike Tyson got his boxing license back after he lost it for biting Evander Holyfield's ear in 1998. U.S. government opened up the antitrust case against Microsoft in 1988. That went nowhere. Dressed like a dark day going on all day today. Batista, Jose Batista, is 42 years old, baseball slugger. Trey Parker from South Park is 53. Jimmy Carter's daughter, Amy Carter, is 55 years old. Extreme Makeup, Home Edition. Ty Pennington is 58 years old. Evander Holyfield, speaking of the boxer, he's 60 years old today.
Dang.
Jennifer Holliday is 62. Jeannie C. Riley, 77. Tom, what's she famous for?
For PTA song.
Harper Valley PTA.
Yep.
And John Lithgow, Third Rock from the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
And was also on Perry Mason back in the day, 77.
I saw him one
years.
time. Yeah.
Oh, that's things that happen on this date in history. Tom and the text messages. We're going to get you updated with the Mega Millions. This is a great story, and these folks probably need to win the Mega Millions. I'll get to that next on W105.
All right, text says, good morning, guys. There is a wreck on 285 going to Artesia. That's mile marker 87. Again, a wreck on 285 going to Artesia, mile marker 87. And this report is being brought to you in part by
Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. Tom, any idea where that wreck is?
Well, he said a mile marker 87 in that
87.
vicinity.
So mile marker 87. If you're heading that way from Artesia to Carlsbad.
Yeah, and the Junior Puentes just texted. He said, hey, fellas, that accident is on 285 and Ottawa Road. 285 and Ottawa Road. So it's in that vicinity. And the word is pobre, B, not what have you been saying?
What did I say?
Pobrecito. Pobrecito. But it's really pobrecito. Says one.
Well, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
Says one of the texters. Okay, I try to get more information on that here in a second, B.
Either way, that's what Tom is. Ay, pobrecito.
Well, she wish it was Portecito like that.
Oh, the pobrecito. I got to get everybody to do everything. Yesterday was Russ's turn.
What happened
So
with
Tom
Russ?
trying to get the tire under his car comes
Did
get
he tell
Russ.
you that?
Get Russ to do it for him.
No. That liar.
You're a liar.
Well, here's the deal, right? I told him I got to put the equipment in my truck.
Well,
and I need to move the tire, right? And I said, it goes underneath the truck. I should have gone to the tire place when I got him to put it underneath, but I didn't. Now I have to put it underneath. I said, where do these little things go so I can unscrew them?
Oh, let me get somebody else to do it.
And I was going to do it.
Ay, pobrecito mío.
Hey, what a liar, man. That dude's a liar, dude.
What a liar. Yeah, you, yeah. Ay, pobrecito mío. Ay. Can somebody do it for me?
Well, you know why I left it in the cargo area, right?
Because nobody else did it for you.
No. Because
your man card is shredded.
Because most of my flats happen in the evening. You can't work to get a tire down from underneath by trying to screw the deal.
Quit buying retreads, all I got to say. All right, 2 lottery tickets for the Mega Million. One of the biggest lotteries ever was purchased in Fort Myers, Florida. Of course, Fort Myers is one of the toughest areas hit by Hurricane Ian. And so it was sold at the 7-Eleven in Fort Myers, $494 million. We know somebody else from California also had a winning ticket.
Nice.
So at least somebody's going to get a couple $100 million.
Wow.
That will go a long way in time of the big hurricane in Florida.
And I can't believe, and I've heard it thousands of times, they're going to say, are you going to quit your jobs? No. People don't quit their jobs after they do.
Well, we're trying to get you to quit yours, but we haven't had any luck.
Well, maybe I should buy a lottery ticket.
Biden policies. Time to boost voter turnout in November. So Joe Biden harnessing the full powers of presidency, trying to avoid a landslide by Republicans in November. He is hoping a series of executive orders can boost the turnout by Democrats and blunten the attack of GOP attacks like inflation and that type of stuff, lowering the price of oil. This is why Joe Biden is selling off the strategic oil reserves. So it lowers the price of oil ahead of midterms. We got a lot of dumb people out there that can't put 2 and 2 together.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's hoping that will save the day. I'm just hoping people are not that dumb. Also, another thing ahead of midterms is this website that they have put out to pay off people's student loans, which has already been decided by the Supreme Court that it's unconstitutional. Really doesn't matter if it's unconstitutional. All that matters right now, I mean, he could have to walk it back, 2 months from now.
Mm-hmm.
But right now it's important because of the elections.
Gotcha.
And everybody's saying, well, we can't have partisan politics, from politicians when it comes to things. Well, that seems kind of partisan to me. All right, Tom, tell a story about Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots.
All right, so they had a private meeting, owners, yesterday, and they were talking about...
That was a owners
meeting.
Yeah,
private owners meeting. And the meeting was about restructuring the contract of Roger Goodell, who is currently the commissioner of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So as him and other owners were talking about it, Jerry Jones didn't like what Robert Kraft was saying about it. And he said, don't beep beep with me, right? In other words, don't beep beep with me. The conversation continued.
Don't beep beep with me. What the hell does that mean?
The F word. Jerry Jones told Robert Kraft, don't bleep with me. And that's what this whole dust-up was about. Apparently, Jerry Jones did not like being the only dissenting vote.
Yeah, I don't see where he used...
Well, yeah, that's what the whole deal was about.
Don't F with me?
Yeah. I can see Jerry Jones
No,
saying
I have to. If it was a private meeting, how did ESPN get this story?
Well, everything leaks. You know how the media is. So it was linked to them. Of course, you had to be there. Jerry Jones didn't want to comment on it any further. But it seems like Goodell is going to get a new contract. So,
isn't this the same guy that allowed the kneeling and, disrespecting our flag and
it
national
came from
anthem?
the owners. I mean,
okay,
he wouldn't have done it without the owners. So, but he's going to get a new contract. I can see where Jerry Jones was upset because you don't tell Jerry Jones what to do. Okay.
Oh, you don't tell Jerry what to do, especially when it comes to winning.
Right.
Oh, don't tell him what to do.
Now he's got the number one sports team in the country. The Cowboys.
Number one at what?
Well, marketing and stuff like that.
Oh, winning?
Well, maybe not winning. But
Oh, okay. I'm just checking. When you say number one, I'm always thinking that they're winning.
I'm sure that's coming.
How long have we been waiting now?
Too long. 25 years since the last Super Bowl.
25 years. I'm sure eventually it's going to happen. Maybe.
May not happen with this guy. Hey, Texter says, if Chip hates the schools so much, why doesn't he homeschool his own kids?
Yeah, maybe he
Chip?
thinks he shouldn't have to.
Yeah. Chip, what do you think?
I'm only answering for Chip. Maybe he doesn't think he has to because he is a taxpayer.
And the texter says, why don't you read my text, Tom? I just read it. Hey, there you go, man. Come on. There's a bunch more coming up as we get close to the hour of 8 o'clock this morning.
Now you see what I put up.
And family-friendly show questions, Papa Top this morning. Of course it is. We love you guys.
What exactly has been said that wasn't family friendly?
I don't know.
I mean, everything that we say, you can turn on ABC, CBS, NBC, and you can, same thing.
And one more text says, Tom, you're useless as the TIT on a boar hawk, says the texter.
So Maddie just said New Mexico 87 is Hagerman turnoff and are pretty close to that. So thank you, Maddie. So that's where she's saying 285 is being shut down. Oh, Chip, you got Chip fired up again.
Uh-oh.
Chip, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, not a lot. Okay, so I sent you the files to the W105 messenger, but then I resent them to your Kevin Bonner Facebook page.
Okay.
But anyway, we did homeschool my kids. We did try it out. I'm not going to tell you that we didn't. We did. We tried the homeschooling, but the thing is, they still have to go off the same curriculum that the whole state does, because guess what? They still fall under the same guidelines. It doesn't matter. Nothing changed there, okay? It was still the same crap. So nothing changed there. They're still going to teach the same stuff. It's still going to be the same thing. So the company that is teaching, it's not called CRT, Tom. That's not what I called it. And for anybody who says that I was wrong, especially the guy from the school board that called and said I was wrong, I live broadcasted that whole meeting. So if you would like to go and listen to it, you're more than welcome to. And you can clearly hear where I asked, is this to do with the equality and liberal teaching crap? Where Ms. Quinones said, yes, exactly what it is. And I sat there and made a smart remark about it because I talked about it the other day. So, no, I'm not wrong in saying that. The company's name is called Scenario Learning. It's not called CRT. That's the company's name, Scenario Learning. And guess who wants them to learn from that? The PED does. If y'all remember, I want to say it was back in right before we did the school board elections and stuff like that. One of the people came down to the Republican Party and had brought this paperwork with him showing what it was that the PED was pushing and how Rio Grande, I can't remember. Anyway, it's one of those two, had already started using it and implementing it into their curriculum. And what it is it's the person that comes down here and teaches. And I'll just tell you the first page right off the bat. Understanding racial bias. That's the first page right off the back. What is implemented racial bias? That's the first page. Second page is the same stuff. Cultural responsive teaching. What does cultural responsive teaching mean, guys?
Yeah, that sounds like CRT.
Based on your skin. Yeah, based on your skin, that you learn differently, that we have to teach you differently. So that's what it is. So for those of you out there who think, well, he just hates the school system. No, I don't just hate the school system. Don't get it twisted. It's not that I hate the school system. I've been a product of the Lovington school system, and I know it's crazy here. There's a lot of stuff that's shady about our school system, and it always has been. a lot of underlying things that have gotten by, that slip through the cracks, that nobody brings to the attention. We should be on headline news for a lot of the stuff that's happened here, but we're not.
Well, that sounds like CRT to me.
Yeah, it sounds like CRT.
That sounds like CRT. So don't agree if you're not going to ask the questions.
Exactly.
If you're not going to ask the questions and go back to that school board member and said, "Hey, this sounds like CRT to me."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just do your own research. That's the only reason I'm doing this, is because I'm getting information from people and I'm looking into it because I want what's best for my kid. The rest of you little lonely people out there who don't give a damn about your kids, you really don't. Believe me. You see school as a babysitting service, and I get that. I understand. But you know what? Take part in your children's lives and understand that they're already shaping the next generation to be complete wusses, to not give a crap about anything, no strongholds, and not learning anything. We're teaching these kids this right now.
Yeah.
We're teaching them how to be scared. We're implementing fear into our kids. They have our kids for a longer period of the day than we do. And if you're a working father like I am, you don't get that much time with your kids anyway because you're working all the time. So when you get what little time you do get to see them, ask questions. Figure out what they're learning. Figure out how come most people aren't taking homework home. What's going on? Why is the history book barely going to be, the new one barely being released? It's not even approved yet. They're going to be doing a approval where you can go and check it out. Who's going to have the whole time to look at a whole history book, to go over every page to figure out what's really in this book? Okay? Nobody. Nobody's going to have the time to do that. So we're just going to let this pass. I can guarantee you it's going to be in the book, in the school system, January, which is what was talked about at that school board meeting also.
Right. Well,
and let me tell you, they were real excited about it.
Hopefully people do wake up, and hopefully Tom does ask that question. This sounds like CRT to me.
Right.
Thanks, Chip. Right. So maybe you ought to get back in touch with the school board member to ask that
Yeah,
question.
I'm kind of curious why Chip doesn't run for school board.
So, well, maybe he will. Maybe
I hope he does.
Maybe he will. So this is your problem. Whenever somebody brings something to light, now it's not the school board's problem. It's Chip's problem.
Well, he brought it to light.
Well, he just brought it to light, and somebody said that they weren't teaching CRT. So now, as your job is to go back and go, this guy has read off the company. Did you write down the company so you can do your own research? That would be a no.
No, I see it on the text. But here's the deal. I mean, we've known Chip for a while. He's very vocal, very opposition to a lot of things. Look, Chip, I get you, baby. I get you. Get on the school board, man, and make a difference.
No.
Make a difference,
We
dude.
elected people to the
Right.
school board.
Apparently
so now,
he doesn't
as
like
a
those.
member of the media, somebody told you something different. It's your job to go back and go.
Well, when I'll call him.
So-
But here's the deal, Chip, get on the school board. That's all I'm saying, man.
This is so everybody should just get on the school board.
What?
That- that's
apparently,
it.
nobody was showing up at those meetings.
So-
Parents-wise, right?
Damn flip-flop.
I'm just saying.
No weak-ass newsman. 8 o'clock, KWMW, Maljamar, 105.1 FM. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Rebecca Long and the Atlas Makeup Mirror. You can go to the website, atlasmakeupmirror.com. ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification. It is lit up with LED lights. Travels easy because it weighs less than 4 pounds. Rebecca came up with the idea after discovering that there were no really good traveling mirrors out there. They weren't on the market. Had some cheap ones that weren't worth their salt. So she designed the Atlas Makeup Mirror that actually comes with 3 different mirrors, high-quality mirrors. And it's very bright with LED lights. And it travels because it weighs less than 4 pounds. It comes in a traveling case. Call and talk to the local inventor, Rebecca Long, today, 575-631-3189. Or go to the website, atlasmakeupmirror.com. Morning, how you doing? Where are you calling from?
Artesia, I just got a question for Tom. If you find out that our lovable governor just crotch grabbed somebody or did something up in Santa Fe, is your your theory on that, well, if you don't like it, run for governor?
Yeah, that's the theory. You got it. You got it.
Well, Mark Ronchetti's running for governor because he don't like the way New Mexico is being
We're not
run.
talking about Mark Ronchetti. We're talking about your theory.
Same thing.
So does that mean that you aren't going to cover Ronchetti because if he has a problem, just run for governor and you can ignore it?
We're covering Ronchetti.
That's about the
Believe
most
me.
asinine thing I've seen.
Well, obviously you don't have all the facts in front of you either.
I don't even know if you know the facts.
So
the facts are
Tom,
that
you are the one supposed to be giving us the facts. You're called an investigator.
and it's for you to decide. And it's for you to decide. I don't decide for you.
Boy, I love when he argues.
Information to the public.
You decide what the news is, man. I just put it out there, dude. See what kind of guy this is? He's a coward, man. He don't want to debate that issue.
Because, wow.
Period.
That's not the stupidest thing you've ever done, but that's pretty much up there. I mean, it's up there on the.
It's in the neighborhood.
On the peg, it's pretty much up there.
And Clint from the patch, back to the text. Respect for America should start in the home. More Americans should appreciate their freedom.
Well, our freedoms are going away every day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as a guy that sits on social media and I'm in jail on every one of my platforms, so they're censoring the hell out of me. What freedoms?
And, the place on 4th Street there in Lovington, they have all of their cars spray painted with Karen Bedoni. I would hate to be them. I don't know what's wrong with them, says the text.
Their cars?
Yeah, painted Karen Bedoni, I guess, graffiti.
I've never seen them.
I got to talk to the chief about that. I'm sure he have a report on that one.
Why would somebody spray painted their cars?
Yeah, that's a crime. And this is an abandoned vehicle, right?
I'm sure you screwed up the text.
No, I didn't. I'll read it again.
So
he says the place on 4th Street in Lovington, they have all their cars spray painted with Karen Bedoni. I would hate to be them. I don't know what's wrong with them. That's what the texter said.
They didn't mean it that somebody went over there and spray painted their cars. What they meant was they decorated their cars for Karen Bedoni. Little comprehension.
Well, that's what he said. And Sybil says there's a thick fog by the lake between Artesia and Carlsbad. So, be
Can
careful.
somebody Dahmer me? Yeah, I mean, get the drill and just, because it feels like somebody's drilling in my head right now.
Are you okay there, Pete?
No, you're not okay.
He's not okay.
No, I'm fine. You're not okay.
He is the best. Or should I say, we, it's the big one. I'm covered.
We're not okay.
Yeah.
We are not okay.
We're fine.
Keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself
Hey,
that.
one more text. Karen Bedoni makes me feel so defeated as a conservative New Mexico. Now, she's everything that is wrong in this state. Mark Ronchetti, now this one, he says, cannot win without her, win with her running her ego and won't let her back out. So her ego is guaranteeing that MLG will get another 4 years.
You're 100% right.
Yeah.
I mean, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bedoni becomes gets a cabinet position from MLG.
Wouldn't be.
I'm thinking somebody's getting paid off because if I'm polling at 3% and I'm making statements like Mark Ronchetti cannot win with me in the race, that means that you don't want the Republican, the conservative, to win. You want MLG to win. That's what it tells me.
Yeah, and I'll go finish this text being. She says, Karen Bedoni is single-handedly destroying our only chance of saving this state.
Agree.
Yep.
I agree. 100%. Yep. 8:06, Boob of the Day this morning being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. 3 medical professionals on staff. They've got their own lab at their location. They offer cryotherapy. If you haven't tried cryotherapy, it's great for pain. And if you've been in an accident, all right, football players, you need recovery quick. This is why the NFL uses this. And college programs, they use cryotherapy. because your recovery time is cut in half by using cryotherapy. The extreme cold will actually help your body recuperate faster. Talk to them about that. Go in there. And by the way, it's very cost effective. Stem cell therapy, they do that. They have all the natural supplements in their store. They also offer ozone therapy. They can put ozone in your blood, and they take your blood out, induce ozone, put it back in. It's got a lot of healing factors. I get the ozone injected into my spine, and I also do the hormonal optimization. So, ladies, if your hormones are raging, get in touch with Desert Functional. And, guys, I am the perfect example why you don't want to be going to somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about when it comes to testosterone. My last time going in there, which was yesterday, my testosterone was at a 1,400, which is very, very high. And long-term, having your testosterone high is not a good plan. So they have backed me off, and then I go back to get blood work done. This is why it's so important. I know a lot of guys have gone in there and said, I want my testosterone. And they say, well, we got to schedule you for your blood work and the visit with the doctor. And they go, well, I want it now. It's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. 3900 North Lovington Highway, Hobbs, America, thedesertfma.com for more information. Proud sponsor of the boob of the day. Florida man arrested after police say he attacked a woman with a machete while wearing nothing but a cowboy hat. WPLG reported that the man was arrested in Dade County, 45-year-old Humberto Hercules. He attacked a woman while she rode her bicycle on Monday.
Oh, man.
Police said that he asked her for a crack pipe. She said she didn't have one. That's when he chased her down with a machete. They did find him sleeping in a tent in a homeless encampment with nothing on but a cowboy hat and cowboy boots. He was identified by the victim in a photo lineup. Naked man wearing a cowboy hat, running around with a machete. And by the way, this is normal times in Florida. He got mad when the woman said she didn't have a crack pipe. If we didn't already know this guy, I would think his name is Hunter Biden. He is the boob of the day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. We're going to check in with Fox News. Qualify more people coming up next. Stand by for that. Wrap up the text.
Morning, guys. Want to wish my wife, Rosa, a happy anniversary. 32 years of marriage. That's from her husband, Martin, this morning.
32 years of putting up with you, Martin.
Happy anniversary, baby. Just wanted to say that. And good morning. This is Mark from Lovington. What about that slap on the head, B? He's asking.
I would love to pop him right on top of the head.
No, but have you really done that, though, before?
I would love to pop him upside the head. But, the problem with that is the screw might come completely undone.
I do have a plate in my head. Yes, I will.
The screw might completely undone, and then,
murder charges against you. You don't want to do that.
But he does have a screw loose. That's the problem.
And in Midland, speaking of, she says, Tom, hey, ain't nothing wrong with you. Laugh out loud, says that. Thanks very much.
Oh, no, there ain't nothing the matter with him.
Yeah, no.
My comprehension level is way high.
And B, why don't you shoot him with a BB gun, says the text.
If I'm going to shoot him, it ain't going to be with a BB gun.
No. It ain't going to be with a BB gun.
Higher caliber, please.
Yeah.
All right, on the way, man on trial for DWI crashes into the New Mexico State Police.
Oh, my.
Former RNC chairman slamming the MAGA movement. Man arrested after stole a vehicle in El Paso. Took people on a high-speed chase. And Texas woman confessed to killing her 5-year-old daughter. I'll discuss those stories coming up in the next break. We got to get you updated with Fox News. We'll keep you updated with everything going on this morning. Qualifying you for cash coming up next. Stand by for that. Checking in with news being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill. They've got everything for breakfast. Oh, you want some pancakes and eggs and biscuits and sausage? They got great jalapeno bacon. It is off the charts. Join their coffee club for just $1. They start serving breakfast every morning at 6 a.m. Need them to cater your next big event, or maybe you just want to provide breakfast or lunch for everybody on location. Their number, 575-748-3324. Give them a holler today. They would love to chat with you. Roadrunner Grill inside the Best Western Pecos Inn. Checking in with news. Tom will keep us updated with news later on in the hour. Fox News checks in next.
20 past 4 in Hobbs and Andrews, Texas, presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money. I want it now.
Call in now to win. Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The Florida Senate race gets personal at last night's debate between Republican Marco Rubio and House Democrat Val Demings trying to win that seat.
Rubio claiming Demings done nothing in Congress, while Demings said
the senator has obviously resorted to lying, cheating, and trying to steal.
Rubio labeled Demings an extremist.
She supports taxpayer-funded abortion on demand for any reason at any time up until the moment of birth.
Demings said she supports abortion access up until fetus viability.
Fox's Jill Nato. Facing calls to step down, British Prime Minister Liz Truss tells Parliament she's a fighter, not a quitter.
I have made mistakes, but the right thing to do in those circumstances is to make changes, which I've made, and to get on with the job and deliver for the British people.
She's been in office for 6 weeks. America's listening to Fox News.
Authorized and paid for by the New Mexico Justice Project.
Hey, hon, have you seen all this Elaine Allen stuff?
Oh, no. I've been meaning to warn you about that whole thing. She is not who she says she is.
Really?
Yeah, she's no conservative. Not at all. In fact, she was the only Lincoln County commissioner to vote against the Second Amendment resolution.
What? She voted against protecting our gun rights?
Yep, she sure did. Elaine Allen voted no on protecting the Second Amendment.
Well, never mind then. I'm out. No way I'm voting for her. Who's her opponent?
A very conservative Republican named Harlan Vincent, and the National Rifle Association has already endorsed him.
Yeah, I bet they have, and for good reason. She would be just one more vote for Lujan Grisham's anti-gun agenda. We sure don't need her representing us in Santa Fe. The NRA has endorsed the right candidate in this race, Republican Harlan Vincent. And I'm endorsing Harlan too. Harlan Vincent, conservative Republican for state representative.
This is Davis Smith, the guerrilla lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Community safety matters. I'm Yvette Harrell.
Yvette Harrell and her Great Dane Reba are traveling across New Mexico to meet with us.
Reba looks out for my house, just like our police make our families feel secure in their homes. With a tough economy and crime on the rise, we have to look out for our neighbors and our neighborhood protectors.
From Albuquerque to Las Cruces, we're seeing record highs in violent crime. But radical liberal Gabe Vasquez says he wants to defund and deconstruct law enforcement when we need them even more. Yvette Harrell knows better. She's fighting for common sense solutions to make your family safe again.
So I'm working to fund our law enforcement and crack down on criminals who harm police. I'm Yvette Harrell, and I approve this message because your family's safety deserves a watchdog.
Yvette Harrell for Congress. Paid for by Yvette Harrell for Congress.
Coming November 5th and 6th to the Lee County Fairgrounds in Lovington, Yucca Blossom proudly presents Holly Jolly Holidays. Fun for the whole family. 100 booths to shop, food trucks, a petting zoo, face painting, bouncy houses, and 100 free gift bags given away. Kick your holiday shopping off with a bang. Holly Jolly Holidays, presented by Yucca Blossom, Saturday and Sunday, November 5th and 6th at the Lee County Fairgrounds in Lovington. For more information, visit yuccablossomllc.com and follow Yucca Blossom on Facebook.
The time for savings is now at Floors to Go. The holiday season is just around the corner, so why not make your home the perfect place to celebrate? Replace your old floors while saving like never before during our National Flooring Extravaganza sale. We have thousands of flooring choices at amazing prices. Let us help you transform your house into the home of your dreams. Hurry, sale ends October 31st at Floors to Go, 2704 North El Paso.
Find a new career and extended family today when you work for Eddy County. They're hiring for multiple departments at Eddy County. They need certified and uncertified deputy sheriffs, detention officers, and detention nurses. Eddy County also needs landfill laborers, light equipment operator, and roll-off operators. Eddy County offers great pay, excellent benefits like vacation, sick, and holiday pay, retirement, and health insurance. Apply at New Mexico Workforce Connection or online at eddycounty.org. Eddy County is an equal opportunity employer.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
I'm Tom A. Reese.
And I'm Kevin B. from B on the Breakfast Club.
New Mexico House Republicans support the working men and women of New Mexico.
NMHRCC strongly supports the energy industry and the thousands of hardworking people that make energy decisions every day.
The industry is under attack today by environmental extremists and progressive Democrats in Santa Fe that want to destroy your jobs and your family's security and future.
The New Mexico House of Republicans, led by Jim Towson, are fighting to protect the industry and your jobs. But we need your help. We are raising money to protect and elect candidates that support you, your family, and your company.
Would you please help us? Would you please send us a financial contribution so that we can fight for you? Let's get more people to Santa Fe to help Jim Townsend protect our industry. Today, we're asking you for your help. Please, let's not let the industry be ruined by the left-wing extreme.
Join the fight to elect more Republicans in New Mexico. Donate today at nmhrcc.org. That's nmhrcc.org. Paid for by the NMHRCC.
Now, back to the show.
Be in the Breakfast Club being powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and carlsbadchevrolet.com.
We're on the radio.
We apologize for the large booms that have rattled your windows. That's just Tom's mind expanding.
It's estimated that 200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk.
20 days left before the election is upon us. 20 days. By the way, in the state of New Mexico, you can register. You can still register. So if you're not registered, please go get registered and vote. I have decided I'm voting live in person on Election Day. Joe Biden. What?
I'm going to get my voting. I voted today sticker on Election Day.
So you're going to vote just to get the sticker.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Well, I want people to know that I voted.
Look at me, I voted.
Right?
Look at me, I voted. They were going to give me a smiley face. But they were out of the smiley face, so I got this one that says I voted. Joe Biden, speaking of dementia-ridden. I wonder if he's ever been on the website. Here's what he had to say about a brand new website to pay off your student loans. Don't get me started with the student loans. I thought the courts have already decided about the student loans. Here's what he had to say.
If you get any questionable calls, please tell us by going to report fraud, DOTFTC.gov.
Poor guy, B. Come on, man.
Poor guy. I say the same thing about you. Oh, poor guy. Oh, my Lord, poor guy.
Poor guy, man.
But
he's losing
my
it, dude.
patience is wavering. And the same thing with you. My patience is wavering.
But he's got an excuse.
What's the excuse? What's your excuse?
I don't have one. Because I'm not Joe Biden. Or even similar to him.
Ask the same questions over and over.
Make sure the answer is right.
And then 5 minutes later, ask it again.
Yeah.
And then can't read the text.
Well, don't you think?
Just like he can't read the teleprompter. I don't know.
Poor
Similarities are there. Am I the only one that sees this? 8:23. Ay, pobrecito. Denver Bronco star Russell Wilson is dealing with a hamstring injury following his team's third straight loss. They're paying him a buttload of money.
$216 million. 160 was
This could be
guaranteed.
the first time in NFL history that a injury to the starting quarterback might actually help the team win.
Who's
the Broncos are arguably the most disappointed team in the NFL. But at least you can legally get high in Colorado. If you follow this team, you probably need to. And Meghan Markle quit her job in 2006 as the briefcase girl on Deal or No Deal. And she said,
Really?
quote, it made her feel like a real bimbo.
Well,
this is absolutely disgusting,
that's
Tom.
where I remember her from.
How can Meghan Markle be bimbo shamed like that? I'm saying she's probably the top bimbo in the world.
You think?
For sure. Looks like Selma Blair. She's been a contestant in the on this year's Dancing with the Stars, but an MRI showed that she can no longer continue because she's battling multiple sclerosis.
Oh,
man.
B.
Sad. And new study says kids with strict parents tend to be more likely to get depression later. Really? So if the parents are strict, the kids are going to be depressed.
Depressed now.
Wow. And Jetstar passengers have finally been refunded. Jetstar, by the way, is a company that is owned by American Airlines. And supposedly American Airlines, I've got that in my stack somewhere, just signed a settlement agreement because they were charging you extra for carry-on baggage and check baggage more so. I've gotten to the point where I will only fly airlines that allow you to not pay for your baggage. The whole idea of you paying for baggage fees is a scam in itself. So when we travel, I always make sure that we get 2 bags apiece, plus carry-on, and because if not, they'll nickel and dime you.
Wow.
You'll pay less for your ticket, but all of a sudden you got $400 worth of bag fees. Crazy. Man arrested after a pursuit took place last week involving a stolen vehicle from El Paso. Las Cruces officials are saying that Jesus Loya has been charged with fleeing from law enforcement, possession of a stolen vehicle, trafficking in a controlled substance, possession of a firearm, and tampering with evidence. The good news for him is he was arrested on this side of the state line in New Mexico. and not in Texas. I'm sure he's out walking the street today.
Yes, here's what they do in New Mexico. Slap it in.
Texas woman allegedly confessed to killing her 5-year-old daughter because she thought the daughter was evil. She stabbed the daughter, strangled the daughter, and placed a bag over the girl's head.
Oh, my.
Even after the little girl pleaded for her mom to stop. Melissa White-Town, 37, allegedly took her daughter Nicole to Spring Creek Park in Tomball, Texas, which is close to Houston.
Right.
On Sunday, made her get down on the knees, cut her neck with a knife, proceeded to choke her, and then put a bag over her head.
Woman's possessed, dude.
By the way, she has been arrested. And I'll come back to this story. How many times do you get a DUI in New Mexico and get away with it?
Well,
I'll get to that next. Tom, and a look at news on the way. Mark Ronchetti will be in the studio coming up in just a bit. We'll go to the text line next. Weather this morning being brought to you by North Star Fuel Station. If you're driving this morning and you're in between Carlsbad and Loving, stop by North Star and fill up today. 2519 Pecos Highway. You can pick up all your ice and water and whatever you need at North Star and then get back on the road. Easy on and off access to the highway. And it's outside all that construction and congestion in Loving. 2519 Pecos Highway, North Star Fuel. They accept gas cards like Fleetstone, WEX, and others. Debit cards, credit cards. Fill up today at North Star Fuel Station. Text line, Tom.
All right. Intelligence and niceness doesn't replace common sense in the reality of life, says the text. So Democrats go back to sleep.
Let me get this.
Yeah.
So if you have no common sense, but you're nice.
Okay.
At the end of the day, you still have no common sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though you're nice.
Right.
I'm glad you've helped me here.
I'm glad.
No, I just had one of those light bulb moments. Now I get it. Tom is extremely nice.
Right. See, I told you.
But he has no common sense.
Excuse me. Why
Thank
am
you.
I coughing so much all of a sudden?
Thank you.
And Tom's getting to be where he's the boob every day, said me.
He's going to lead me to an early grave.
Right. And I can't confirm this accident that happened on 285 yet. I got some more details, but I need to confirm that before I read this text. Okay. And I did text our guy. Hopefully he'll get it.
What is it that you got to confirm?
Well, 285 wreck on Ottawa Road this morning. And we've been getting a lot of people saying it's a bad wreck. It's really a bad wreck. Well, I've got a new text saying.
We do that all the time.
Yeah, but this text was saying there's a fatality involved. I just can't confirm that yet. So.
By the way, thoughts and prayers for everybody
Yes.
that's involved in that accident, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love when you change it halfway through.
Well, no, I didn't
We
change
do
it.
We do it all the time. We trust the listeners all the time.
Right. But I can't confirm that that's what's happened. You know, a lot of times it doesn't happen. We think somebody has passed, but a lot of times that is not the case. So, and B, who cares about your testosterone?
I'm doing the damn commercial. How about that? They're paying me to talk about it.
Right. So, yeah, who cares about your testosterone?
They are paying me to discuss it.
And can we still?
I like money. I'm a capitalist son of a buck.
And can we still do early voting in person? Yes, you can.
Yes.
Up until November the 5th.
Yeah.
Okay. And in any of these counties, you can actually vote.
Go to the courthouse.
Right.
And on the 22nd, early voting at outside areas kicks in.
So.
On the 22nd, today is what,
Today's the 19th.
19th. So a couple more days.
Saturday, we start voting.
You can vote wherever you usually vote.
Yep.
Mall,
Anywhere.
Anywhere you usually vote.
Because a lot of these have convenience voting stations,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dow Jones up this morning 112 points. I don't know what people are looking at when it comes to the Dow. I really don't. I mean, what are people feeling good about in America? We're selling off our oil reserves. We're giving away money like, we got money. Nuts. Trial for the man accused of the DWI where he actually crashed into New Mexico State Police. Started trial, and we'll move forward. So the man charged with driving drunk and crashing head-on to a state police cruiser lost his attempt to have his case dismissed. You wanted it dismissed? You're drunk as a skunk and you crash head-on with the state police. David Marquez was arrested in June after state police saw him speeding and weaving on I-25. They say he reached high speeds of more than 100 miles an hour, crashed into a ditch. Marquez's attorney arguing that the case should be dropped. On what? Why would it be dropped? That's crazy. And former RNC chair. RNC stands for?
Republican National Convention.
Committee. Not convention.
I'm sorry, committee.
Committee. Yeah. You probably remember this guy. He is, I think he's African American.
Harry Steele. Yes.
I'm not sure, but who you said?
Mr. Steele.
Michael Steele.
Yeah.
Warns that this party against legitimizing the MAGA movement, saying they're like fleas and mice and blood-sicking ticks. Well, Mr. Steele, I don't know how to tell you this. You worked for the Bushes, didn't you?
You did?
Yeah. You worked for the Bushes. Yeah. We ain't going nowhere. This MAGA movement is not going anywhere. So you can call me. You sound a lot like Joe Biden. So now I'm fleas, mice, and a bunch of bloodsuckers. I'm fine with that. You can call names all day.
Mm-hmm.
You can call people names. You bald-headed pygmy.
You bald-headed pygmy.
Yeah, I don't get people that, call names. Mark Marchetti making his way in, coming up about 9:04.
Yes, sir.
So,
I gave him directions to get here.
Oh, that's scary as hell.
But I said, Mark, it's last time you were here, we didn't have construction going on. I said, we got construction going on this
Tom.
way. Yeah.
Tom. Google works really well.
But do they have construction instructions involved in those?
Yes.
They do?
Yes.
Well, I gave Handler instructions to get here.
That's scary as hell. This coming from the guy that goes to Seminole to get to Jow.
Did not.
This is the guy that goes to Roswell and turns around and comes back to Lovington. Yeah.
Mark, don't be listening to this.
Anybody that does that type of stuff should never give it. Never. All right, we're going to talk about fentanyl bricks that were discovered with CNN's logo on them. We talked about Biden spelling out DOT. I did that story already. 2 children. Man admits to burning 2 children alive to expose what? I'll talk about that coming up next. And FBI searching in a landfill for that Georgia toddler, Quentin Simon, that has been missing. And American Airlines settles $7.5 million case dealing with baggage charges. I found it. I'll get to that coming up next. And Mark Ronchetti will be in the studio. Good news of the day and more. 8:36. Be on the Breakfast Club. 70 for the high today. 46 tonight. 78 tomorrow. We got sun the next couple days. Really sunny all the way through Sunday or Monday. Warming up just in time for the weekend. Closer to the 80s for the weekend. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. Everything for the ranch or for the farm. Maybe living in town, they are your certified Purina dealer. So if you need feed for maybe your domesticated or non-domesticated animals, they got you covered. And, of course, a little Western Wear store with a whole lot more in Roswell. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. You can also find them in Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. Check them out today. We got to take a break. Tom and a look at news checks in, being brought to you by WWRV, 3 RV parks and 1 in Carlsbad. 162 RV sites. Every one of their sites comes with high-speed internet, premier internet that allows you to game and stream while at their locations. 30 and 50 amp hookups and one low price that includes everything. They are pet friendly and their locations are very well lit up with street lights. 988-0392. Call them today or just go to WWRV times 3 DOT.com. If I'm going to say it like Joe Biden. Or .com, either way. Check them out today. 8:38, 22 away from 9. Tom checks in with news. Mark Ronchetti will be here at 9:06. Stand by for that. We're W105.
I'm Tom A. Reese with MTD Radio News, in charge of Southeast New Mexico and West Texas. U.S. District 2 Representative Yvette Herro made a campaign swing through Hobbs on Tuesday. She stressed the urgency to keep the congressional seat red and away from Democrat challenger Gabe Vasquez, who was masked at a protest and was caught on tape emphasizing the defunding of police.
And right now, my opponent has said publicly, we've got to defund the police, not only defund the police, defund the system, and move away from white privilege. And if that wasn't enough, here's his latest tweet that he took down. It's not just about electing people of color to elected positions. It's about electing people of color that think like us.
As of today, there are 17 days to the November 8th general election, and Herro pleaded with the audience to take another person with him to cast their vote, too. Chaves County Sheriff's deputies and Roswell police had been looking for a stolen vehicle when they located it at the Allsups near the former Air Force Base. 3 passengers were inside the vehicle. They were detained for questioning. 2 passengers, a man and a woman, were released after questioning. The driver of the vehicle was arrested by Roswell police and was charged with receiving a stolen motor vehicle. That person's name was not released. Kevin Beardmore was selected as the president of Southeast New Mexico College in Carlsbad by the college's board of directors on Monday. At a special meeting of the board member Sarah J. Bowman announced the board would offer Beardmore a 3-year contract with an annual salary of $200,000. Beardmore is currently vice president of student affairs at Owensboro Community and Technical College in Owensboro, Kentucky. He holds a doctorate of education from the University of Kentucky. In charge of the news for Southeast New Mexico and West Texas, I'm Tom A. Reese.
Good times and bad come and go. The dust settles and you take a look around. That's when you see who your real friends are. We've seen our members through the toughest of times. We're conservative and we're consistent. We don't always tell you what you want to hear. Sometimes we say no, but we're always looking out for your best interest. That's what friends are for. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
Don't miss the largest gun and knife show in the area this weekend at the Walter Gerald's Annex on National Parks Highway in Carlsbad. This Saturday, October 22nd from 9 to 5. Sunday, October 23rd from 10 to 4. With 175 tables to shop with guns, knives, ammo, scopes, and gun accessories. There'll be jewelry, hides, gold, silver, and plenty of Second Amendment shirts and more. Admission is $7 per day or $10 for both days. Kids under 12 get in free. Don't miss the 505 Productions Gun Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Walter Gerald's Annex, National Parks Highway, Carlsbad.
For the first time ever, we're bringing 3 counties in southeastern New Mexico together this November to make sure no one in the area goes hungry. Your Country W105 presents the MTD Radio Holiday Food Fight, where Lee, Eddy, and Chaves counties unite to fight hunger in our communities. With a sharp increase in food prices this year, more people than usual are struggling during the already tough holiday season. But with your help, we can make sure they don't have to go without. We've partnered with the United Way offices in Lee and Eddy counties and Harvest Ministries in Chavez County to make sure that food gets where it needs to go. You can donate money or actual food items, and it's all leading up to November 5th, where we'll do our live broadcast from a store in each town from 11 to 2. We'll be at Albertsons Market in Hobbs, La Tienda in Carlsbad, and the Farmers Country Market on Main in Roswell. Made possible by our platinum sponsors Rig Outfitters and Scrub Outfitters, our gold sponsor Smith & Sons, and our silver sponsor P&D Petroleum. Be as generous as you can. Join us in your community November 5th, 11 to 2, and help us fight hunger with the MTD Radio Holiday Food Fight.
All around us, we see change. Our government no longer reflects our values. If we don't act now, we stand to lose the country so many fought and died for. It's time to take back our nation and our Christian principles. Faith, family, and hard work built this country, and they're the values that'll restore it. The Lucky Family of Excellence encourages you to vote in the midterm elections. Together, we can restore America.
Hey everyone, this is Daniel Velos at Carlsbad Chevrolet. I want you guys to relax a little bit. I want you to lean back, and I'm going to hypnotize you. We're going to buy your vehicles at Carlsbad Chevrolet. We're going to give you top dollar at Carlsbad Chevrolet to buy your vehicles. Now wake up and bring me your dang car. What's really going on? Bring your cars. You need to get rid of them. I need more. I'm ready to pay you top dollar like I pay the auctions. We need to supplement these new cars that are not coming, and we need them now. That's right here at Carlsbad Chevrolet, period.
Saturday, October 29th at Twin Rivers Farm in Roswell. It's the second annual Swap Cup, presented by Southwest Organic Producers, featuring the music of the Common Kings. Also on the stage is local fave Doso Dirtbag. It's a full day of hay rides, food trucks, and a competition between the area's craft growers. Pumpkin painting, a costume contest, a fire pit, and a silent auction are all part of the Swap Cup festivities. It's all Saturday, October 29th at Twin Rivers Farm, 607 North Atkinson in Roswell. Tickets available at holdmyticket.com and at Swaps in Roswell, Clovis, Portales, Ruidoso, and their newest location at 1706 North Del Paso in Hobbs, with all proceeds going to local charities. The second annual Swap Cup, presented by Southwest Organic Producers. For more information, log on to swapnm.com.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Hi, good morning. The southeast plains of New Mexico temperatures numbers this afternoon in Carlsbad and Artesia will move into the upper 60s, almost 70 degrees. Roswell high temperatures today in the mid to upper 60s. In Lovington at our radio studios, temperatures around 65, 68, but then by tomorrow, our temperatures will move into the mid to upper 70s at our radio studios in Lovington. We're W105 FM. I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Be in the Breakfast Club, being powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and carlsbadchevrolet.com. Call or text 877-396-W105. Brought to you by your Kubota dealer and found at AmigoMachinery.com. Question of the day being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supplies, your Napa dealer, Lovington. And Be Live Studio TV on YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook, being sponsored by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Where every voice matters.
846. Thank you, Joe. 846, we are B and the Breakfast Club. I'm looking for the good news of the day. I got that coming up. I need the good news of the day.
I got a good one.
Oh, I got this one. Oh, my goodness. A cure for hemorrhoids? Would that be good?
Be funny. That's for sure.
I got that. I don't know if it'd be funny. Hemorrhoids are nothing to laugh about, Tom. Just saying. 78-year-old woman from Florida caught shoplifting at Saks Fifth Avenue says that she didn't realize that what she was doing. Yeah, because her prescription of marijuana made her do it. I mean, that's a valid tip, but cops were, not buying it. They believe it was half-baked. Half-baked, no doubt half-baked. And new report that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's new movie called Black Adam was rated R for excessive violence.
Really?
Apparently, it was so violent they could have called it Black and Blue Adam. But, and by the way, he's not running for president. He has come out with that. Looks like an Iranian climber who did not wear face covering during the international competition in South Korea returned to Iran yesterday, unsure on how her government would respond to it because she ignored the law that women have to, of course, cover their head and their face.
I wouldn't have gone back, baby.
No word coming out of Iran yet. Kanye West could be facing a lawsuit. I went back and read the autopsy yesterday for George Floyd. His mother came out and said she will sue Kanye West for $250 million. Also quoting that Alex Jones case was nothing compared to this case. Well, the difference between Alex Jones case, I thought the Alex Jones case, it was stupid of him to say something like it was all make-believe. It was a conspiracy. Alex Jones ain't got $250.
No, he don't.
Kanye West got $250 million. But the difference is, when Kanye West said the rapper died from fentanyl poisoning and not a foot on the throat by the police officer, the difference is that it's true. Absolutely true. Autopsy report says that he died from fentanyl poisoning. It also goes on to say there were no injuries to the neck or throat in the autopsy. Usually if somebody dies from asphyxiation caused by choking, the windpipe is damaged.
Yeah.
None of that. None of that in this case. So bring it on. Bring it on, Mrs. Floyd, because you're going to lose that when it goes to court. Just thought I'd throw that out there. And Carson Daly returns to the Today Show. Text line open, 877-396-W105. Mark Ronchetti on the way. He'll be in here coming up at about 9:05 this morning.
And Texter says, B, just knock a pop knot on his head, by God.
That might help him.
Smokey in Florida. Now, get this. Smokey in Florida says, B, you think you could deliver this weekend?
I would if, man, we are busy. I got a remote this weekend in Lovington. And then we got a fishing derby coming up. And then we got our food drive. And the wife was like, and when am I going to deliver?
Right. But did you get a Smokey, Florida?
Yeah, Smokey, I would love to, but I would actually love to go to Florida. But, yeah, this week it's not going to happen.
Yeah. We're going to be busy. Another texter says, please, you coward, read my text. I've been reading as many as we can get this morning, guy.
Yeah, when I get to them.
When I get to them.
You did read a couple texts from like a week ago.
Oh, no. I mean, well, sometimes people don't get it, right?
No, you don't get it.
So, and hey, you know what? I did text Matt Hutchinson with the Eddy County Sheriff's Office. That accident happened just inside of Chaves County. We don't know anything else about it. I did try to get Mike Harrington and Charles.
Hold up.
With the
hold up. I will find the information.
Yeah.
Hold up 1 second. Wait a sec. Hold up. I will find it. I got to switch Facebook since all of them are in jail, but at least I can look up.
And I'm wondering if Justin Powell would have anything on that.
Justin probably would because it's right at the cutoff.
Right.
Chaves County News Network.
Does he have it?
Chaves County News Network. Breaking. Fatal crash investigation on 285 South Ottawa Road.
Yep.
Chaves County Sheriff's deputies are on the scene. Chaves County emergency units are en route. Looks like a multi-vehicle accident involving at least one semi-belly dump that is on its side and a pickup truck. Multiple callers have stated the semi is on its side and one person is unresponsive, possibly not breathing, a large amount of fuel leaking all over the road. units were almost to that scene. Traffic update being brought to you by Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. Thank you, Chaves County News Network, for having the report. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and we hope we can get confirmation from an official on that situation.
I got the confirmation.
Yeah, but that's a news source. That's not official.
I got it.
Yeah,
I got the confirmation.
Hey, but you need to change Tom's name to Hemorrhoid because he's a constant pain in the ass. Says the texter.
I wish he'd eat more salad. That's for damn sure.
And Tom, he's a hemorrhoid. Idiot, says the next texter. No, I mean, you can call me whatever you want, but
I just wish he could, read and do his job.
Yeah, and I believe Tom is overqualified to read the text, says another texter.
He's overqualified. I mean, he's at a second grade reading comprehension, and it probably takes a first grader. Overqualified. That's it. I get 2.
Yeah.
Man admits to burning 2 children alive in his effort to expose the alleged celebrity human trafficking ring. Mr. Umberto alleged burned his sister during the attack and told investigators that it wasn't real. Man in California refused to confess, said he was doing it to bring out a human trafficking ring. Burned his 5-year-old nephew and 18-year-old niece alive and had zero remorse because he said he was doing it to bring out sex trafficking. You sick son of a gun. And police and the FBI searching a landfill for the remains of that Georgia toddler we've been talking about, Quentin Simone, authorities said on Tuesday. 20-month-old baby with its troubled mom. By the way, the mom admitted to using drugs while she was pregnant in court this week. Remains the top suspect in that murder. And for whatever reason, they are now hunting for the body at the landfill. And American Airlines has agreed to pay at least $7.5 million in claims that were unfair charges for checked baggage. So $7.5 million. And Custom and Border Protection found 19 bricks that they suspect is fentanyl. By the way, stamped on the bricks with the logo for CNN. They found those bricks at the Far International Bridge in Texas. 19 bricks of fentanyl. K-9 team was the ones that were able to find the fentanyl. And the White House asserted yesterday that midterm elections are coming up. That's why they're trying to lower the price of gas ahead of the elections to make sure that they, get people out to vote.
That's the key.
And El Chapo's nephew was murdered during a national holiday in Chihuahua. Young man identified as Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's nephew, murdered right there on the main square of Guadalupe. They're calling it the Golden Triangle. And State Attorney General's office confirmed that there was a crime there. By the way, his name is Eldon Guzman. He's 36 years old and was the nephew of El Chapo. One more story. Looks like a New Jersey woman charged in after a 2-year-old son was killed by a fentanyl overdose. I read a story yesterday that said over 300 fentanyl deaths a day in the country.
I wouldn't argue with it either.
Last time I looked, it was like 70,000 people have died of fentanyl overdoses. All right, we're going to check the weather. Good news of the day. Wrap up the text, Tom.
All right, so Tester is asking, when Mark gets on the show with you this morning, ask him how come he doesn't campaign on YouTube and put his message to the younger generations. Well, he'll get to answer that question coming up in a moment. Oscar in Lovington says,
I know he's on Twitter.
Yeah, he's here already. And I can smell the BS on Tom's breath today, says the texter. Okay. Oh, man.
All right.
And also ask him about the daylight saving time.
Well, that's got to go through Congress.
Right.
So, or go through our Senate. All right. I got good news of the day. I just don't know if it's good news.
Uh-oh.
It could be good news. Good news of the day being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington. Find him today, 575-396-0513. Get in touch with them today. Herschel Rustin Hayes. Remind you that enrollment for Part B Medicare is going on right now. There's a lot of predators out there that try to take advantage of our elderly. You want to trust somebody local that can take care of your Part B Medicare. He's also your Farmers Insurance Agent. Check him out today, 575-396-0513. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day. Today is National Hemorrhoid Day. And they say that there's a cure for hemorrhoids without spending a penny. And it's all about your urine. I guess that would be a good news. For decades,
Yes.
we have accepted that hemorrhoids were a big problem, right, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Problem began, and this guy says back in the 80s he started having problems with hemorrhoids and thought about having an invasive surgery. And his doctor told him it was all about his urination problems. I don't even know why I picked this story because there was no other stories. By the way, they're saying if you squat while urinating, you will not have hemorrhoids. Thought I'd pass that on National Hemorrhoid Day, as I sit in the studio every day with the biggest hemorrhoid ever.
Whatever.
That's the good news of the day. All right, Mark Ronchetti coming up next.
Yep.
I got to do a quick look at the weather. 70 and sunny throughout the day, according to our staff meteorologist. Ron Roberts says 46 tonight, and then it's starting to warm up. We'll be back in the 80s just in time for the weekend. Checking the weather being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store in the Broadmoor Mall. They've got everything that you need to go to work in the patch. They also have furniture, appliances, and electronics. And talk to them about zero down financing. Right next door is Scrub Outfitters with everything you need to go to work in the medical field. Scrub Outfitters, right next to Rig Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall. Mark Ronchetti is coming up next. Wrap up the text.
All right. I voted in Eddy County yesterday, and they never asked for my ID.
We do not ask for IDs in New Mexico.
And vote early, vote often. It's the Democratic way, says another texter. And another one says, Tom, what do you know about the kid bringing a shotgun to school in his backpack in Eunice on Tuesday?
How the hell you put a shotgun in your backpack?
Right, maybe a sawed-off shotgun or something. Anyway, we'll find out in a moment as Mark Ronchetti is up next.
All right, we'll get to Mark coming up next. News this morning being brought to you by our buddies at Twin Wells Fuel Station. If you're on Buck Jackson Road this morning, if you're on 128, exit on Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles. Large, nice facility. They sell unleaded diesel, DEF, and more. Check them out today. If you're driving on 128, exit on Buck Jackson Road, fill her up at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. 9:01, Fox News checks in. Mark Ronchetti is up next.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The Florida Senate race gets personal at last night's debate between Republican Marco Rubio and House Democrat Val Demings trying to win that seat.
Rubio claiming Demings done nothing in Congress, while Demings said
the senator has obviously resorted to lying, cheating, and trying to steal.
Rubio labeled Demings an extremist.
She supports taxpayer-funded abortion on demand for any reason at any time up until the moment of birth.
Demings said she supports abortion access up until fetus viability.
Fox's Jill Nato. Facing calls to step down, British Prime Minister Liz Truss tells Parliament she's a fighter, not a quitter.
I have made mistakes, but the right thing to do in those circumstances is to make changes, which I've made, and to get on with the job and deliver for the British people.
She's been in office for 6 weeks. America's listening to Fox News.
in challenging dark times, like being in the Carlsbad Caverns without a light, or on the plains of the White Sands at night, we've lacked the light of real leadership in Washington. But in New Mexico, we've got Congresswoman Yvette Herro fighting for us against the woke radical liberals in Washington who look down on us. Yvette Herro fights to secure our southern border and stop the flood of crime and drugs. Yvette Herro fights for the energy industry that creates New Mexico jobs and can end America's reliance on foreign oil. Yvette Herro fights for our neighbors, friends, and families' safety by standing with law enforcement against the radicals who want to defund the police. The woke, radical, liberal Democrats have failed us, but we've got our Congresswoman, Yvette Herro, fighting them, leading for us. Paid for by Right Women PAC, which is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. RightWomen.com.
You've imagined that perfect home, designed it in your mind. At Destiny Real Estate, it's dreams that we provide. We buy or sell residential ranches, lots and more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
If you're looking to rent, please join our website at www.destinyluxuryrental.com. I've got everything from a little 2-bedroom all the way up to a 10,000 square foot home with an indoor swimming pool. Again, that's destinyluxuryrental.com. And I'm needing some more homes. If you're wanting to make a little extra income, just give me a call. Rhonda Burns, 575-257-3000. At Destiny Real Estate, our business is built on dreams and imagination. Telephone 575-257-3000.
Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
The new iPhone 14 Pro is here with the most advanced iPhone display ever, and the place to get it is at T-Mobile. Now you can take your iPhone beyond with coverage that goes beyond.
You're really having fun over there. Have you been streaming Ted Lasso this whole time?
Yeah, I got the new iPhone 14 Pro at T-Mobile, and Apple TV Plus is included with our plan. It has an amazing display, so all the shows look fantastic.
Nice, but we're almost to the airport. You better download the rest of it.
No need. T-Mobile's got me covered with unlimited in-flight Wi-Fi, so I can stream all flight long. I'm catching up on the morning show next.
I'm going to make a quick stop.
Wait, where are we going?
I'm going to T-Mobile.
Switch to T-Mobile and get the new iPhone 14 Pro on us with eligible trade-in on the Magenta Max plan. With nationwide coverage and Apple TV Plus included, take your iPhone experience beyond with T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits plus tax for well-qualified customers. Contact us before canceling service to continue remaining bill credits or credit stop and balance on required finance agreement is due. Apple TV Plus on us up to $499 value. In-flight Wi-Fi on select U.S. airlines were available. See T-Mobile.com for details.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Did you know that when you become employed with Eddy County, you'll be receiving one of the best and most competitive benefits packages in southeast New Mexico? Eddy County offers great pay, paid vacation, paid sick leave, and holiday pay in addition. You get para-retirement, and for full-time employees, 100% health insurance paid and 60% for your dependents. You can find a list of open positions and apply at New Mexico Workforce Connection or online at eddycounty.org. Eddy County is an equal opportunity employer.
The extended version of Bee and the Breakfast Club is on the air, discussing what's going on in southeast New Mexico and beyond on W105.
And we are back on the extended version.
And let's welcome to the studio. He's running for the governor of New Mexico, Mark Ronchetti. Good morning. How are you?
Tom, I'm good. How are you?
Glad to have you along.
You ought to be blessed because at least he got your name right.
That's a good point. I hear that's a sensitive subject for some.
It is around here. He forgets too, you know.
Well, there's no doubt. I've been called Ron more times than I know what to do with.
There you go.
Right. Yeah.
So you're traveling the state. You got you're traveling the state trying to get people out. We're 20 days away from the election.
Yep. Yeah, no, and we feel very good about where the momentum is in this race. There's no doubt. About a month ago, things really started to shift, and I think we're in a great position to win. I think the biggest concern from our perspective coming down here to especially Lee County and Eddy County and even Chavez County is making sure we get the vote out.
Exactly.
And people understand, especially in this area, your vote matters. The vote of especially those people who make a living down here in the most important industry we have in the state, you have to have your voice heard. And if you don't, and if you do not get everybody out to vote that you know, then what happens is you basically cede that power to Santa Fe. And you say to them, you know what, guys, maybe you should handle this for me. And I don't know anybody who feels that way.
Well, I see the governor now, saying that she loves oil and gas. But I'm just going to be honest.
Right.
For 3.5 plus years, she has demonized the industry. And, her departments have done everything to make it hard for oil and gas to succeed. Now, they take the money. They like the money. But they really don't like the industry. And that's tough on 40+% of the budget coming from oil and gas industries.
Right, and you look in this area, and how many jobs are tied directly to oil and gas. And look right now what's happening across the globe. In Europe, our natural gas prices there are 10 times what they are here.
Right.
If you go look at your gas prices here, not only natural gas, but fuel oil or fuel prices, and then even beyond that, electricity, they keep skyrocketing because of her policies and Joe Biden's policies.
Right.
So we are actually the solution to affordable energy in the state of New Mexico for the country and for the world. And if we jump on that, not only are we going to have more jobs here, nobody produces this oil and gas cleaner and more efficiently than we do.
Right.
But what's amazing is she goes and pulls this little switch routine on her own party.
Right.
Which is, she says, oh, well, I love oil and gas. And then her own environmentalists are attacking me. She's the phony. At least I tell you exactly what I think. And she won't do that.
No.
And so it's amazing that she pulls the wool over their eyes.
I love watching the debate. I tried to count how many times she was batting her eyes because, oh, my goodness. And I haven't seen that since college when people were doing Adderall. That was... And so she didn't like some of the questions, which is good because somebody needs to.
Right.
The media is not going to question.
No, they
her.
don't. They don't.
They will not.
Yeah, and you look at what happened when she sexually assaulted a staffer.
Right.
The media, if they covered it at all,
right.
It was one day and then gone.
Yeah.
Now, had that been me, first of all, I'd be out of office. Be done.
Right.
Absolutely be done. And I should be, by the way,
right.
If I did that sort of thing. And then you look at what happened with her, and I think she was shocked that she was actually being questioned about this.
Right.
And it's like, wait a minute, you can go march in a parade and tell everybody you support them, but how you treat them behind closed doors when no one is watching, that really indicates who you are. And I think we've got a chance to get rid of that sort of mentality in the governor's office and get, a different way forward here. We're going to listen to the people of this state. I don't think, I live the same life all of you do, so let's go get someone who listens to what's going on, and let's solve the big stuff.
I hate the lies. I really do. I hate the lies. The governor is acting like this is the big thing we have to worry about is not rampant inflation, not our education system that is in the toilet, not that crime is running rampant. The big thing is women's reproductive rights. And you have never said, as far as I know, that you were going to take women's reproductive rights away.
Yeah, it's the only thing she's running on. And I told her in the debate, I've never seen an incumbent governor of a state run a full campaign on a lie. Because that's what she's having to do. And anyone who knows how the process works here, no governor can do that.
Right.
No governor can say, abortion's done. You can't do that.
Right.
You have to work with the legislature in
Right.
this particular case. So that's why we've tried to figure out, hey, what do we do to fit the values of the people of the state? Because I'll tell you what our values aren't. Our values are not abortion up to birth,
right.
which is what her solution is. That's in China and that's in North Korea. And then she goes and takes $10 million of taxpayer money without any taxpayer say and says we're going to start a new abortion clinic for Texas in New Mexico. So my point is let people vote. Let people have a say on a constitutional amendment, and then let's bring people in on this to have a say. She does not want that. It's like when she shut down your small business, she didn't want you to have a say. When she shut down schools, she didn't want you to have a say. And when she goes and releases criminal after criminal after criminal, she doesn't want you to have a say.
Yeah, you talked about Monique's Law yesterday or Monday in Roswell. Elaborate on that.
Yeah, so we spent some time with Monique Gonzalez's family. And for those of you who don't know the story here, there's a guy by the name of Christopher Beltran, and he's a violent criminal. He was let out early by Michelle Lujan Grisham. She lets him out. Within 3 days, he's already absconded and gone. They can't find him. So eventually they track him down 20 days later, put him back in jail for the rest of his term. Okay, another year at least. That didn't work. They let him out 3 months early again. So he gets ready to get out. He's on the phone regularly. He's Monique's former boyfriend. He regularly calls Monique from jail as he's about to be released. And he says, I'm coming for you. And it's going to take me 2 hours to get a gun. And when I get it, I'll be at your front door and I'm going to knock the front door in and I'm coming for you.
My goodness.
He made good on it. He got out early, which he shouldn't have. The Lujan Grisham administration
Not
let
once,
him out
but twice.
But twice. So he goes to her house, he shoots her in the face and kills her. And and we have the family in a new ad today talking about it, saying, wait a minute, answer for this, governor. And so that's what's so frustrating in this. And so what we put out is what we call Monique's Law, and a couple of different things that we need to do on this process. Number one, when they calculate, quote, good time especially for these guys that are in prison and are looking to get out early, people should know what that good time calculation is. It should not be a secret. Right now, corrections won't tell us the calculations.
Wow.
We know he got out way too early. Like, that's a fact, and they screwed up. So we stand by that. But you should know, especially if you're the victim or you're being threatened, you should know. And number two, we have the kind of technology now where they can listen to these phone calls, flag them, know when there's violence. Again, you don't have to listen to all of them. We have
all you have to do is put hot words,
exactly,
code words.
Yep.
So,
and we're calling for that as well.
Yeah, and I mean they do that on social media.
Yep.
Our texting service, if you put you say certain words, you're off.
Yep.
You're done.
Yep.
And the government should have the ability to do. I would think
they are doing it.
Yeah.
Right. It just depends on where you want to do it. Right. and so our point is, you've got Christopher Beltran literally threatening Monique constantly. And these guys go, and this parole board, who she appoints,
right.
Listens to this. We have this there, and then they're like, "No, sounds good. Let him go." And so this is the kind of stuff where she has consistently sided with chaos,
right,
and turning people back out on the street. This is her legacy, and this is why she should not be reelected.
Amen. Let's talk about education. Education is, we got to fix it.
Yep.
We got to be able to fix it, and it's not. I hear the governor saying, Michelle, that Susana Martinez did. Well, Susana Martinez is not the governor.
Right.
And you never worked for Susana Martinez.
Right. Well, it's funny. I have no experience and shouldn't be governor, but yet I'm Susana Martinez.
Yeah.
Which one is it? Yeah.
Anyway.
Which I love Susana, so, but come on.
Long-term planning, number one, we need to get rid of the PED. My personal, it is a political football that every 4 to 8 years the game plan changes.
You're right.
It's
about
not
the game plan.
It's not fair for the kids.
We have seen chaos in that, and remember too, not only every 4 to 8 years, right? But we've had 4 education secretaries in our term. She can't even get through 6 months. Right now, Steinhaus is still working there because she won't let him leave.
Right.
She's like, no.
Right.
He's like, wait, but I want to leave. No. And she's like, wait, what do I do?
And he's ill.
Yeah.
And so he's not even, he said, I can't put in 40 hours a week.
It's horrendous. And I think the approach there is too many kids, and you see it here in Lee County, too many kids are being forced back into failing schools with no opportunity at a better education. That will stop. You're going to have a public education choice in our administration. And it should not depend on your zip code. It shouldn't. And we don't get enough money in the classroom. We've increased spending at the administration level 60%.
Right.
We've increased spending at the classroom level 20%.
Right.
How do you justify that? You can't. Money's got to get to the classroom. And you look at what happened with her COVID shutdowns. She shut us down more than any other state around us. And we had the 6th highest death rate. And so it didn't work. And so what's the plan to catch us up? Where are the summer programs? Did you see all the summer programs down here for kids? Of course you didn't, because they didn't exist.
That's right.
And then now we have to make sure that we're catching kids up and then summer programs going forward here. and make sure we catch them up. She has no plan to do that.
Right.
And so across the board, what's happened with her is she just says, I'm going to throw money at it and I'm going to walk away. Classic Michelle Lujan Grisham. She can't manage her way out of a paper bag. And so now we have a problem with what happens in our schools. And I think what you're going to see with us is, number one, we're going to concentrate on third grade literacy, especially carefully. Because we know from all the data, it tells us if our kids, if we can spend extra resources getting them to be able to read to grade level by third grade, they're not going to fail out of high school. Like, those are facts. And so that's where we're going to be concentrating most of our efforts and making sure we get money in the classroom and parents have a say.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, but this whole thought process that parents don't have a role, which is the way it's been for 4 years, that'll change too.
Yeah. Now we have talked about it here on this show, and we've got a couple of people are going to talk about it later. But this this constitutional First Amendment is going to be on the ballot, which is a bad idea, and we oppose it here. Tell us your stance on that, Mark.
Well, so what you're talking about is using the general or the permanent fund money to go into early childhood. Well, here's the thing. If you look at the early childhood fund, it's overcapitalized right now. We have more money than we can spend in there. So tell me what sense it makes to go in and flush more money into it other than to give the legislature another slush fund.
It's a lifelong politician that just wants that money as a slush fund. That's all that's about.
Yep.
Because we don't have a money shortage in education. We don't have a money shortage in New Mexico. We've increased the budget by 40%.
What's infuriating about this. There are so many families here in Eddy County who are struggling to get to the end of the month. The government of the state of New Mexico has never been bigger, and it's never been richer.
Right.
We have an $8.5 billion budget, 40% bigger than when the governor took over. We have a $2 billion surplus just sitting there. We have another $2.5 billion on the way and more untold billions behind that. How much richer does the government need to be when people can't get to the end of the month?
Right.
Enough. Put some money back in people's pockets. And we can still do everything we need to do with not a single dollar of a cut. But, of course, the governor will demagogue that and say, I'm going to cut all these things, which I'm not. And so you look at all that and you realize what a phony she is on these issues. So we have an opportunity to put money back in people's pockets. Tax cuts, number one. If you earn under $100,000 a year, we're going to cut your taxes in half because you need that money in your pocket to get to the end of the month. And then the oil and gas revenue sharing program. For every $1 billion the state takes in, $100 goes to each New Mexican. We're going to pull in $8 billion within a couple of years. That means every New Mexican every year gets $800. Family of four get $3,200 to help with increased costs, build a small business, do what you need to do. Look, that money's going one of two places. It's either going to the biggest state government we've ever had, which is less and less accountable and does less and less for your family, or it goes to you.
I want to get to Child Protective Service. Before I get to that, though, you know, we got all these buddy deals. It always cracks me up when I look at Albuquerque and Santa Fe. There's all these buddy deals. You know, we're going to send somebody up in space. We're letting them use our facility, but now they're going to charge us to put the Zeta symbol on the mothership. And I'm like, wait, we're giving you all this, but now you're charging us. And I'm just going to be honest. Outside of New Mexico, nobody knows what that symbol stands for. Nobody.
The fact is, we have administrations, especially this administration now, and even the Richardson administration, which go out and they pick winners and losers, and the winners always seem to be movie industry.
Yeah.
Which I have no problem with the movie industry at all. But at the same time, when you look at where all of this is in the space industry, which, again, space industry can be really good.
Sure.
But we're still waiting for the payoff on the space program.
Right.
I mean, have we had a flight yet? Really? I mean, we've had a test flight. That's it.
If we do get a flight, I want Tom to be on the ship, the first
there's no
one.
doubt.
He needs to be the first one.
No, we would both support that.
So, well, let's talk about Child Protective Services, because we recently had a case in Carlsbad where a child, I mean, when you think an 11-year-old, do you think that you had to hit him with a Narcan already?
Yeah.
No, that should never.
Yeah.
But mom and grandmother are abusing drugs, and they have kids. Well, the kids are taken out of the house.
Yeah.
Child Protective Services put them back in the house. Well, that little boy who was 11 years old finally overdosed and died.
Yeah.
And that would have never happened. Their goal at Child Protective Services is to reunite the families. The goal should never be to I mean, if it works out that way, great. The goal should be to protect the kids.
Safety of the kid.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I think there's a few things here that are frustrating. Let me start with our solutions to this. Number one, Child Protective Services needs to have a separate child welfare division. And so that separate division does one thing. They determine whether that kid stays or goes. And there is no crossover into CYFD, right? So what happened was, and you saw this too in the James Dunkley Cruz case, in the Albuquerque area too. It's a little boy who was viciously abused. And the caseworker knew it. And the caseworker said, she said, we got to get him out of here. And then the caseworker sent it up the chain on CYFD, and they told her to, quote, calm down. Okay? So he stayed. He was dead 2 months later. Okay? And what happened? The Lujan Grisham administration then covered it up. Right. They erased texts and they erased pictures to cover for
which is criminal.
Which is it is ridiculous. So they did it to protect Michelle Lujan Grisham at the expense of James Dunkley Cruz, a sweet 4-year-old boy. So this is the kind of the stuff that has to end. And so we have to have a separate investigations division. So we're going to determine through that investigations division, does the kid stay or go? No politics involved, nothing involved other than the welfare of the child, period. And then number two, we need to stiffen these penalties for child abuse, especially in the state of New Mexico. And beyond that, and this gets to your point, which is right now what we have is reuniting the family is the number one goal.
Yeah.
And in the expense of that has been we are losing foster families like crazy. And there are a lot of great foster families in the state of New Mexico. So what we have to do is put the child welfare first, bring foster families back into the mix, get a separate investigations division here, and then open up CYFD to sunshine in the respect that it's not always going to be pretty, but we're going to be honest with you, and we're not going to lie to you about it. And we're going to go and make sure we keep child safety as the number one priority.
Well, when we hear about kids dying and they put them back in the hands of the perpetrators, I'm just like, you knew the abuse was there to begin with.
Yep.
These people, they didn't stop doing drugs. And the policy nowadays, according to a foster parent that listens to the show and has lost multiple kids, if you're doing drugs, Child Protective Service doesn't even care if you're still doing the drugs.
No, in fact, they made a change to the law that says you can do drugs and then have that never reported.
Right.
And so, and they have this thing called differential response. What does that mean? That's a fancy way of saying, some of these things we're just not going to check out. But we're just not going to investigate them.
So, in the case of the 11-year-old that died in Carlsbad, mom and grandma still doing drugs. The kid gets his hands on fentanyl and overdoses, they said, at least 3 times prior.
I know. And there's no excuse for this. Just none.
Yeah.
There is no. And again, the worst thing we can do, though, as a state, is look at this and say, well, CYFD's always been a mess. Well, New Mexico's always had problems with crime. Well, our education system's never been good. We can be better.
Right.
Don't believe the lie that it can't be better and that policy doesn't matter. It matters, and we can fix it.
I looked at the Journal yesterday, and they didn't endorse one Republican. I'm like, we don't have anybody that's halfway decent. So every one of their candidates that they endorsed was
on the congressional side. You mean?
Yeah.
The 3 congressional seats. Yeah. I saw that too, and I was
on the state side also. Secretary of State, Governor, the works.
Oh, they haven't done Governor yet.
Oh, okay. Well, they did Secretary of State, but
they did SOS? Yeah. Okay, I didn't see that. But I saw the one. I thought I was disappointed they did not. I saw that too. And I'm not sure what the Journal's doing. I don't know where they're going to come down on the governor's race, and I don't know how the Journal could possibly not endorse our campaign. I'll say that because you look at some of the stuff they've talked about. You mentioned CYFD.
Yeah.
They've been blistering on CYFD.
Oh, yeah.
They've blistered the governor on education. They've blistered her on crime. And so how do you not endorse our campaign? So I don't know what they're going to do. I know that's probably going to come out Sunday. That's my guess because usually that's when they do the big, the big races. So we'll see what happens on that. But it is disappointing that you see the direction we're headed in, and knowing that if we keep electing the same people to do the same things, we're going to get the same results.
Right.
Yeah. Not going to happen.
Now, it's going to be important, Mark, to get at least 10 or 11 seats in this next election to really give you a chance to to develop your own policy and get your agendas going.
Well, look, I don't know how many seats we're going to pick up. I know we're going to pick up some. And so I also think, though, we have some seats, especially in the House, where I think we can work with some people, too, on the other side. And we're going to have to.
Yeah.
And the Senate's going to be tough. We're going to have to work with some senators. But, you guys, that's why we're going to tackle those big 75-25 issues, things like catch and release.
Right.
We are going to get an end to catch and release, and we're going to get Democrats to get on board to do it. But you're right. The more seats we can win in the House, the better that will make things. There's no doubt about that.
So, Mark, we got 3 minutes left. What can you say to anybody that has been backing Karen Bedonie, and she came out with a message, a tweet earlier this week,
right.
2 messages that she came out with. One that said, "I'm tired of asking. Now I'm telling you, you're going to vote for me," or something like that. That was yesterday.
Right.
But the tweet she said before was about you, that I find comfort that this man will never be governor. But what she doesn't get, that she won't be governor, and Michelle Lujan Grisham will still be governor.
Well, I'll say a couple things. First of all, I think that she gave voice to the fact that what everybody's known, which is she's trying to help Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple.
I agree.
And if you want to throw your vote away and you want Michelle to be governor again, you can vote for her. But I will tell you this much. She's wrong on another factor. We're absolutely going to win this, no matter what Karen Bedonie does.
Right.
She's going to be awful. She doesn't see what we see, and she goes out and says what she says, whatever. I mean, I think it's very clear that her ally is Michelle Lujan Grisham. It's amazing. If you watch anything she says, she aims everything at me, which is fine. She can go do that. Look, we've got our eyes on winning this race,
right.
and we're seeing everything we need to see to win, but we need turnout here in southeastern New Mexico. We need Lee County to stand up. You guys are the fastest growing county in the state.
Right.
You've got to get everyone out to vote, because if you do, there will be a reverberation that will be heard in Santa Fe. And these elites in Santa Fe who think they can come to southeastern New Mexico, get the money they want, and then look down on you, they will not be able to do that again.
Amen.
But we got to get it done.
Amen.
You talked about getting out the vote. One sector says, how about the Hispanic vote? How important is that going to be?
It's critical. And I think what we're seeing is a sliding of that vote in our direction. And I think that's because that's based on values. And so many people in this state for so long, especially in portions of northern New Mexico, we would look at this and say, well, my parents are Democrats, and you go through the line. But then you start talking to them about values, and they're like, you know what? This far left does not align with my beliefs.
I think it's a national movement.
I agree. It's the future of the Republican Party, by the way.
Right.
In the state of New Mexico are Hispanic voters.
Yeah.
That's our future.
I lived in Illinois 15 years ago, and I always used to tell them, you guys are confused Democrats. And we got a bunch of confused Democrats in New Mexico because their values do not align with the AOCs.
Yep.
And the Ben Ray Lujans. They really don't.
Yeah. So, no, it's true, and now is the time to realize. Wait a minute. There's one group of people that are standing up for hardworking people in this state, and there's another group of people who want to continue to hold on to control, to hold on to an education system that fails our kids, to hold on to a crime wave which really is crippling so many different parts of New Mexico, and they've done nothing about it. Not only done nothing, made it worse.
Yeah.
And then it gets down to your pocketbook. Who's going to put money in your pocket so you can provide for your family? Because there's two choices. You can provide for government or you can provide for people. And if we provide for people, we're going to win this race, and we feel very good about where it's headed. But we need your help. We do. We need your vote.
Mark, where can they find out more information about where you stand and everything about you?
Yeah, we have our plans on education, crime, CYFD, all of them across the board. You can go check out our website, markronkenny.com. We'd love your help with volunteering, door knocking, anything you can do down the stretch to get things going. But most of all, if you're within the sound of my voice, call 10 people. Call 10 people make sure they vote. If we all do that, this is going to be a very good day on November 8th.
Well, on this last one, it says, all feel for Ronchetti, make New Mexico great again.
Well, I mean, and you guys are already great. So let's go out there and give you a voice again. And I promise you this much, we were talking about before we came in, you'll notice an immediate difference when we win this race, and this part of the state is going to get a voice back. I promise you that.
There we go. Mark Ronchetti, appreciate you stopping in. And Tom, we'll see you tomorrow morning. We're going to the Energy Summit tomorrow. We'll be doing the show live.
Oh, nice. We're headed there as well.
Yeah, we'll be in Carlsbad tomorrow.
Yes, very good.
Fox News checks in. Radio up next on W105.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Russian President Vladimir Putin has declared martial law in 4 regions of Ukraine claimed as Russian territory.
The move by Putin gives additional emergency powers to the heads of all regions of Russia. He has given law enforcement agencies 3 days to submit specific proposals on the steps that will be taken. Draft legislation from the Russian parliament indicates that the order may involve restrictions on travel and public gatherings, as well as censorship and more authority for law enforcement. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Igor Danchenko, an analyst who helped put together political opposition research on Donald Trump, is found not guilty of lying to the FBI.
This is part of John Durham's investigation, the special counsel appointed by then-Attorney General Bill Barr back in May 2019 to look at the origins of the narrative that pinned Donald Trump to Russia.
Fox's David Spunt. America's listening to Fox News.
Fridge leaks, the dryer squeaks, you need to stop by Rig Outfitters and Home Store in Hobbs and check out their huge selection of appliances and electronics. LG, Samsung, Frigidaire, GE, Speed Queen, and more. Rig Outfitters also carries TVs, stereos, Bluetooth speakers, sound systems, and entertainment centers. Zero down and easy financing with approved credit. Rig Outfitters and Home Store, 1401 North Turner inside the Broadmoor Mall in Hobbs.
Multiple job opportunities are available at Lobo Trucking. Lobo Trucking needs vacuum truck drivers in Hobbs and at Artesia. Day or night shifts. Lobo Trucking's yard in Artesia needs a shop mechanic. And in their Hobbs yard, they need accounts payable and accounts receivable clerks. Call dispatch for an interview with Nathan Gibbs, 575-391-1331. Drivers ask about their sign-on bonus during the interview. 575-391-1331. Lobo Trucking is an equal opportunity employer.
Q Systems Music and Sound is your source for professional instruments, keyboards, audio, and stage lighting equipment. Q Systems also has a large selection of new and used guitars. Go browse their special half-price section. Q Systems rents sound and lighting gear, stages, and can even provide outdoor video screens as part of your concert series. Q Systems Music and Sound, 423 West Broadway, across from Hobbs Express.
Oh, fair New Mexico, we love you so. Hello, I'm Jimmy G. Mason, Republican candidate for New Mexico District 66, House of Representatives. I'm asking for your vote this November, but mostly I'm asking for you to vote for all the conservative Republican candidates this election. We need everyone to register to vote and vote in a bipartisan effort to change Santa Fe. Every vote will matter. Government needs to fear the people, not the people fearing the government. God bless the people of New Mexico, the grandest state to know, New Mexico. This message was paid for by committee to elect Jimmy G. Mason.
Needing anything smoking related? Lovington Smoke Shop has you covered. Pins, pipes, water pipes, papers, and all your smoking accessories are there. Along with a huge selection of lighters and batteries, everything you need to keep you smoking. Lovington Smoke Shop wants to thank our military vets and police officers and offers those that are serving or have served special discounts. Located at 1016 South Main, or call 575-739-1511, Lovington Smoke Shop.
It's 420 every day at 20 past 4 in Hobbs. Shop hand-blown glass, papers and wraps, e-rigs and dab rigs, mods and juices, Delta 8, and more in one convenient location. Find other accessories like hats, bags, and stash containers at 20 past 4, and pay for your purchase with digital currency through their Bitcoin ATM. Get a ticket for their monthly raffle while you shop at 20 past 4, 210 West Bender inside the Norte Vista Plaza in Hobbs.
More than just scrubs. You've got to check out Scrub Outfitters inside the Broadmoor Mall in Hobbs. They carry incredibly cute compression socks, slip-on and lace-up shoes from anywhere and infinity. Head and face coverings in multiple different styles and materials. And of course, scrubs. Talk to them about zero down and easy financing with approved credit. And you can get your entire medical uniform set at Scrub Outfitters. 1401 North Turner inside the Broadmoor Mall.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Hi, good morning. The Southeast Plains of New Mexico temperatures numbers this afternoon in Carlsbad and Artesia will move into the upper 60s, almost 70 degrees. Roswell high temperatures today in the mid to upper 60s. In Lovington at our radio studios, temperatures around 65, 68, but then by tomorrow, our temperatures will move into the mid to upper 70s at our radio studios in Lovington. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Well, I'm waiting on something to change. It won't change, but it's time for Tradio. Tradio is brought to you by our sponsors as a community service broadcast. By our sponsors like Triple H Engine and Pump Service, serving southeast New Mexico and West Texas since 1975. With pumps for the oil fields, with the complete machine shop, working on all brands of H pumps and split case pumps. All engines and pump sales come with manufacturer's warranty, and all rebuilds come with the same manufacturer's warranty. And we're located conveniently for the oil field in Lovington, 575-396-2104. 575-396-2104. It's Triple H Engine and Pump Service, and I thank them for being part of Tradio. And let's go to the phones. Let's get things started. Let's go to